It's time for you to start bossing in social media. For all your social media needs, you've come to the right place at the right time to get your website designed, landing page, social media platforms, and get the training you need to get in front of the people that's ready to buy your products and services. Let me train you with StreamYard, Zoom, Clubhouse, and much more. And let me help you get your virtual professionals, not assistants, because assistants can only assist you, but the virtual professionals can give you that professional flavor that you need to expand your reach and increase your revenue. Jump on in and get in where you fit in and start bossing today.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expert.
Hello and great afternoon, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Dr. Lotus Richer. I'm the CEO of Lotus Richer Coaching and Consulting, and of course, the Lotus Richer Ignite Show, news you can use and bring who you are, and books to boom your business. And I have to tell you, it is booming right here today with the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. I'm your business moderator for this afternoon on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have people and speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. That's right. And our first speaker for this afternoon that's kicking it off with me is none other than Dr. Linda Emerson. Let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Linda Emerson. I have the opportunity to sit and talk with this amazing lady for a short duration, and she's going to come and grace us. She is the owner of Hair, Scalp, and Skin Therapeutic Essentials, LLC. She's a doctor, an educator, a columnist, a radio host, a television personality, an international lecturer. She's a singer. She's a songwriter. And to add to all of these amazing things, Dr. Linda Emerson is a board-certified doctor of triology, and she is a world-renowned expert on hair and scalp disorders. And she's a board-certified holistic health practitioner. In addition to all of these magnificent things, she is the manufacturer of an award-winning Dr. Emerson's Hair, Scalp, and Skin Therapeutic Essentials, LLC. It's something that's going to help you to change your life for the better. It's going to help you to continue growing in your life. And what she's doing to help the world continue to grow, well, she's partnered with other health and wellness practitioners, and she is a master hair loss and scalp scientist ambassador to Geniuses Common. And she's not stopping there. She's bringing her message to you all around the world to help you be the best that you can be. Would you please welcome with me none other than Dr. Linda Emerson.
Hello, good morning, Dr. Richer.
Hey there. Good morning and good afternoon all around the world. We are so happy to have you here, Dr. Emerson. You are just phenomenal. I had a great time talking with you backstage, but now you are going to be on the main stage and talk to people all around the world. So I want to thank you for coming. And I want to say to you, genius is coming. And I'll see you on the other side.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for that wonderful and warm introduction, Dr. Richey. And I would also like to begin by saying thank you to Dr. Kelly for extending this opportunity for me to share with all of you around the world about my exciting business and my journey as an entrepreneur. So I am Dr. Linda Amerson, and I am the CEO of LA's Hair and Scalp Clinic. I do wear a lot of hats, but today I'm going to talk about my specialty as a board certified trichologist, which means I specialize in using hair science based technology in getting to the root of the problem. And also, I am a board certified holistic health practitioner, which means I help you with holistic nutritional recommendations so you can live your best life with your wellness journey. So let's talk a little bit more about the beginning of my journey as an entrepreneur. I've been on this journey for 42 years, and it has been an exciting journey. I have had some hills and some valleys along this journey, but that is something that a person can expect as an entrepreneur. So I did receive some business classes that I invested in at Del Mar College. Then also I went on and received my certification in cosmetology. Then I went on and received my certification in fashion. So I attended the Barter Fashion College, obtained my bachelor's in that. I worked in those two areas for a while. Then I wanted to really go back and continue my first love, which is biology, chemistry, and research. I went back to school and obtained my PhD as a board certified trichologist. So that is actually getting to the root of the problem microscopically. And I incorporate actually 3 microscopes in my practice. So we use a polarized microscope. With the polarized microscope, we're actually able to take your hair bulb and analyze it. The hair bulb reveals so many things that you cannot see with the naked eye. So I can tell you if you have any genetic factors, there are actually 7 degrees of severity for that. So I can tell you what phase or stage that you are in. Also, your water consumption. And also, so many consumers, they say, well, I drink water. However, once you come in and I analyze your hair bulb, sometimes you're not drinking adequate water in order to give your body what it needs, and also for your hair and scalp to also have the required hydration. Hydration is so very important. Also, your nutritional absorption. Some of you say, well, I eat healthy. However, once I look at your hair bulb, and this will obtain and reveal just what your nutritional absorption is. So that's very, very important. Then I could tell you if you have any hair shaft defects, there's any structural damage, if there is chemical overprocessing. And this is not always from chemicals as far as relaxers or texturizers. There's also hair color. So I see in my practice men, women, and children of all cultures. Now, as far as women, 70% of the population uses hair color of some capacity. And this could be a rinse, it could be a semi-permanent, demi-permanent, or it can also be permanent highlights, etc. I can see that through your hair bulb and tell you if there is an excessive amount of damage that is occurring. So that's with my polarized microscope. And then with my second microscope, this is called my tricoloscope. With that microscope, I'm actually showing the patient on my computer monitor their areas of concern. Many patients come in and they complain about a particular area where they're having either hair loss, hair thinning, patchy alopecia. They may say, well, I have alopecia. Well, let me clarify that. Alopecia is the medical term for hair loss from any cause. I have so many patients that come in, well, I have alopecia. I said, well, what category do you have? So there are actually over 100 different categories of alopecia. Okay, so it's a case-by-case basis. Please do not, I must emphasize, when you hear the term alopecia, it does not mean just baldness. That is not what alopecia is. It's the medical term for hair loss from any cause. It could be internal, it could be external, it could be self-inflicted. It is a case-by-case basis. So back to the tricoloscope. So we're showing a person actually their areas of concern, as well as other areas that they may not be aware of, where you are having different types of disorders going on. And this is related to dry, flaky, oily, itchy scalp, flaky scalp, inflammation, pimples on the scalp, lesions on the scalp. There could be other abrasions on the scalp. You cannot see a lot of this with the naked eye. So that is very, very important to know that a person may have a combination of both scalp conditions and alopecia. So that's very, very important. And then my third microscope, this is called my epigenetic hair bulb analysis. Now, with that particular service, I extract 4 of the hair bulbs from a certain area on the scalp, and I put it on a device that is called the S drive. And the S drive is connected to my computer. And from the computer, I will make the connections, put in the necessary data, and it only takes 15 minutes, you guys. In 15 minutes, I can have the results from your hair bulb, and this will reveal either a 37-page report, a 33-page report. I have one that's a 28-page report, and I'm actually able to offer a total of 8 different reports. It's fantastic technology. So I have one report, which is my hair, skin, and nail report. And then we also have the immunity report. We also have one for the vegans. We have the vegan report. And then we also have the fitness report. And so with these reports, it will give us a very good insight of everything you've been eating within the past 90 days. And again, so many patients come in, you're not eating healthy. When you're not eating healthy, this also can reflect with what your body is getting as far as proper nutrition. And this can impact hair loss and scalp disorder conditions. This is something I've seen for several decades. Also, your vitamins, your minerals, your amino acids, your antioxidants, any environmental factors, environmental exposure that you have been exposed to. I can see all of this on this report. So let's go back to the vitamins. So many of you have just begun to take vitamins within the past, we'll say almost 3 years since the pandemic. And are you taking enough vitamins for your system, for your immune system, to be as healthy as it possibly can be? Are you taking enough minerals to give your body the support that it needs to support your immune system? Okay, so let me give you some examples with the vitamins. Biotin. Biotin is a very common vitamin that I hear so many patients come in. Well, I'm taking vitamin, biotin, and I'm taking so many other vitamins. Okay, if you're taking an excessive amount of biotin, this can increase hair breakage in the hair. So this is very, very important to know that you're taking adequate amount. Also, vitamin C. Vitamin C is a very common vitamin that is also taken. If you're taking an excessive amount of vitamin C, this causes your hair to become very tangled, especially with the medium and longer lengths of hair. I see tangling in the hair, which contributes to hair breakage. Many consumers, many of you are unaware of that. So there's a long list of vitamins that have other types of side effects if you're taking an excessive amount. Now we go to the minerals. So with the minerals, you need to take minerals as well as a support to vitamins. Many consumers are unaware that you need minerals as well to support your immune system. Then we have the amino acids. Amino acids is also very, very key for hair growth. So there are actually 11 key amino acids that I look at on the report, and that reflects a direct correlation of hair loss and hair thinning and hair breakage problems. So that is very, very key to healthy hair and healthy scalp. So I told you about 4 of the reports. Let me tell you about the other 4 reports. So we also include information for dogs and cats, puppies and kittens. So yes, some of you are pet owners and you love your fur babies. Well, sometimes the coat quality of your pets is not adequate because their diet may not be reflective of what their needs are. If they're constantly licking their paws, if they're constantly licking or scratching a certain part of the skin, they may be having some type of inflammation, some type of skin condition. And so you will take them to the veterinarian. Another option is to consider having a dog, cat, puppy, or kitten report to know specifically what they are deficient in nutritionally, which is impacting these types of reactions. Okay, then we also offer equine report. So those of you who are horse owners, the coat quality is also very important, especially if they are doing any type of competition. So the coat quality needs to be very shiny, very healthy. So again, knowing what the deficiencies are in the coat quality of your equine is very important. Also, that is the same for dogs. If you have dogs that are also in the competition realm, the coat quality is very, very important. And also breeders. Breeders usually are very conscientious with knowing some of the knowledge of what nutrition may be very important for their dogs. However, this is another very important addition that they can partner with me to know the maximum nutritional benefits that their dogs need in order to be a great reseller to your consumers. So that's another thing that we offer, a report that we offer. And then we have for the skin, we have one that's called Youthful Cell. And that is for individuals who are very concerned about having healthy skin, looking as youthful as they possibly are. And we know right now we live in a very image conscientious society. So that's very, very important also. Then we have the hair, skin, and nail report. So the hair, skin, and nail is very, very helpful for a person to know what their nutritional deficiencies are, the foods that you are eating. Is it giving your hair, skin, and nails what it needs? In so many cases, I have had cases where the patients are unaware that they are not getting the required amount of vitamins and minerals, amino acids, antioxidants, and then as well as far as environmental factors, they may be exposed to other things such as fungus, such as bacteria, such as molds, such as parasites. All of this is also revealed in the report. And those are direct correlations that is impacting your health and wellness. So those are the three microscopes that I use. So we're able to actually do internal as well as external benefits that we can offer to our patients. And then we also have our own exclusive product line, Dr. Amerson's Therapeutic Essentials, LLC. So let's go back to the importance of using your name. On my business, when I filed my paperwork, I used my name, LA's Hair and Scalp Clinic. LA stands for Linda Amerson's Hair and Scalp Clinic. When I wanted to progress and expand my brand, I wanted to keep my last name, again, as brand awareness and also for marketing purposes. So with having my products, I use Dr. Amerson's Therapeutic Essentials, LLC. So I wanted to give a little additional information about those of you who are thinking about starting your own product line, especially in the hair care and skin care products. So these are 12 steps to leaving a legacy using your last name. 12 steps to using your name to leave a legacy using your last name. Again, your name means something. So this is going to help you with your empowerment of building your brand. It's also going to help with education, because it does require a lot of education to know which area you would like to go into as far as the products and continue to build your brand. And then also inspiration in the community and also with your family, again, leaving a legacy. So with the empowerment, with using your name, you need to make sure you have all of your paperwork in place. So you want to file your name with the local county clerk, which is at the courthouse. This is something we did. And then after we filed with that, then we filed with the Texas Secretary of State. So we filed with the Secretary of State to make sure, again, our name became legal. So you want to have everything in place when you have your own product line. Also, you would like to file and get your name, get your LLC with your name. That's also very important. And then also, as far as a patent. Now, as far as the guidelines for a patent, it depends on what product that you have. If you choose to have a product that has an ingredient that has a very unique ingredient that no other product has, then you can pursue having a patent on your name, which includes that particular ingredient to protect. Again, you're going to protect yourself. So that is something else you can consider. If you do not have a product that has a very unique ingredient, if it's something that is going to be effective and help the consumers, then you do not necessarily have to file for a patent. And then after you do the filings of the paperwork, then you can begin looking at a logo. So with the logo, there are so many options. So when you're looking at a logo for skincare and hair care products, you want something that is going to be very complimentary to your name. Who is your audience? Is it going to be a soft logo, which is going to be more targeted to women? Are you going to try to have a logo created that is going to be pretty standard for the demographics of male and female? If you're going to focus on a product line for children, then that's a different type of font that is needed to attract just for children, and also for the parents to know that this is for children. So there's definitely a difference when you are considering your logo. And then who is going to create this logo for you? Are you very good as far as graphic designs? There are some templates out there now that was not available when I first began doing my research for my logo. And my product line has been out for over 18 years. So now there have been progressions with creating your logo. So another option is hiring someone to create your logo. So with their experience, they can give you different examples of different logos, and you can look at those and they can help you to guide you as which ones are more softer, ones that may be more targeted for a specific demographics. So I definitely would recommend for you to work with a graphic artist. That is something that I chose to do. And they created several different examples of my logo using my name so that I can choose the one that I thought would be the most beneficial for my demographics. Okay. Another thing with your logo, you want to listen to the graphic artist as far as color creations. Now, with colors, there's so many different color options, and it's best to find out for your particular product which colors would be the most complementary for your products. So I'll give you some other examples for businesses. So we look at the restaurant business. They use certain colors to create hunger. So many of you have driven down the street, you see the big M for the McDonald's. That is consistent. That particular color combination that they use creates hunger, and people will pull into their driveway or go inside and they're going to purchase their food because they're hungry. And other businesses that are restaurants, they use other complementary type of colors to create that image. Now, in business, we see banks use other standard colors because that is more of a business focus that they use. You'll see the navy blue, the royal blue, you'll see the grays, and you'll also see black in some instances, which is combined with other colors or either outlined with other colors. So that is something that you want to be very conscientious of. And if you're working with a graphic artist, which I recommend, they can really give you more guidance and insight as, okay, let's work with this particular color palette because this is very complementary to your hair care, skincare product line. Okay. And now we're going to talk about education. When you're doing education for investing in products, this is very, very exciting. So with my background as a board certified trichologist, I'm already in the industry of hair care and scalp care. Okay. So going into additional having my brand on my own products, that was something that I knew I wanted to add to my brand. And it's also an investment. And let me tell you that is an investment. So with having my own product line, I knew I wanted to have some key products. And I currently have 3 bestsellers, a total of 5 products. So my products include my hair and scalp shampoo. So my shampoo is very good for cleansing of the hair and scalp. It has therapeutic properties. Camphor and menthol are the key ingredients in which my chemist uses. So I did hire a chemist to formulate my products. This is what my hair and scalp shampoo looks like. So I did hire a chemist. I was able to sit down with the chemist to tell them what I needed my products to address. So you have three options. You have the option of creating your own products, which does require a lot of research and education. And in the ingredients, you must always also keep in mind that some people have an allergic reaction to certain ingredients. So you want to make sure that you know what ingredients may possibly be incorporated in your own brand. Also, there is a private label. Private label is another option. And then hiring a chemist is the third option. So creating your own products, doing your research, doing private label, which also creates some research, but the investment is not as extensive with private label compared to having your own formula, which was created. So we wanted to have our own exclusive formula. So we networked and found a chemist in the North Texas region. And we sat down with the chemist and I told them what I needed the products to address, some of the common disorders. So they did a phenomenal job with my formulas. So I told you about my hair and scalp shampoo. We also have a revitalizing conditioner. So this is great for the scalp and the hair as well. This is what our revitalizer, I'm trying to get it correct. Okay, that's our revitalizer conditioner. So this is very helpful for, again, addressing disorders of the hair and scalp. Very, very stimulating for a more aggressive hair regrowth. And also it addresses the dry, flaky, oily, itchy skin. You're going to feel a therapeutic spa sensation on your scalp with my hair and scalp shampoo, revitalizer conditioner, and my follicle serum, which is the third of my best-selling products. This is my follicle serum. So these are my best-selling products. And so again, you will feel a therapeutic spa treatment, which helps to address disorders of the hair and scalp. It also helps with getting your confidence restored. Some of you get very, very depressed about hair loss, hair thinning. It helps to restore your confidence. It helps with your depression. If you're being bullied, a lot of young people are being bullied because of their hair. And so this is very, very effective. It helps with children ages 12 and older. I have made an exception with children that are younger who have used our products. But my main recommendation is children ages 12 and older. Very, very effective. They can use my award-winning products, Dr. Amerson's Therapeutic Essentials, LLC. Now with the young men as well, I'm going to say I have more young men who are having scalp conditions. Some of them have hair thinning, hair breakage, problems that I've seen. Patchy alopecia has also been very common. However, I have several who have come in with scalp conditions, very itchy scalp, very flaky scalp. So let me elaborate a little bit more about flaky scalp. Just because there's flaking on the scalp, this does not mean that there is dandruff, okay? So there are 5 different types of scaly scalp conditions. It can be psoriasis, seborrheic dermatitis, neurodermatitis. There's another one called pityriasis amianticea, and then there's pityriasis simplex. So we need to see specifically what condition that a person has so that they can be treated correctly. I'm going to repeat that. We need to analyze and give the person the correct assessment, and then the correct treatment can be given to that particular person. So we do not treat everyone the same. It's a case-by-case basis, okay? So now, continuing with the education, In addition to research, so I told you about needing to decide on what products you would like to offer, skincare or hair care or a combination. We chose hair and scalp care. As far as skincare products, we did add a moisturizer for the skin for eczema and also a bath and shower gel. I had so many patients who were requesting this. So that's another thing that you can listen to what the person's pain points are. If they're having severely dry skin that is very itchy, they may have severe eczema. So a product can be created to resolve that issue. So with additional research with colors, I would also recommend that you research the psychology of color. The psychology of color. This will also help you with your brand. It will help you with knowing how certain color palettes are more complementary to your particular products compared to some of the other examples that I gave you as far as restaurants. And then you have other businesses that use other different colors which are complementary to that particular business. So research the psychology of color. Very, very helpful. Also, there are labels. Now, labels, I definitely recommend to have them professionally designed and also printed. This is another investment. Now, some people have started with the paper labels. I chose not to. I have our labels professionally created and printed. And the way ours are printed, because this is mainly used in the shower, it does have a protective coating over the label so that it will not peel. Okay, so that's very, very important to have labels for the particular area where the products will be used. Then if you're going to have jars, there's another decision. What type of jar are you going to offer for your products? So there's so many options there. And then you have the lids. The lids is another option. You need to choose what type of lids you're going to use. That's another decision that comes through research and education. And then you need to decide on just so many decisions when it comes to products. Okay, so we talked about the design, we talked about the colors, we talked about getting a graphic artist, the labels, the jars, and who are you going to market your products to? So again, that goes to your demographics. Is it going to be females? Is it going to be males, children? Is it going to be all demographics? Do you have a particular customer base already that you are working with? Now, this is a much more, I would say it's an easier transition as far as introducing an exclusive product line to your existing clientele. So for us, because we already had an existing clientele, it was a very, very beneficial transition to offer our patients an additional product that they needed for their confidence boosting, for their depression, for their just so many different emotional components that I see on a regular basis. I won't go into all of them, but so many patients become depressed over losing their hair. I see that. So this is definitely a confidence builder. Now, I'd also like to talk about, I'd like to welcome people to ask questions as we go along. And if you'd like to hold them until the end of my presentation, you can also ask those questions. Okay. Now, with inspiration, with your brand, you can also include the entire family if you choose to do this. So that's another option. By including the family, you can delegate family members to certain parts of your research. For example, you can have one of your family members to research the different ingredients. Another one can research different font styles if you're not working with a graphic artist. You can have another family to look at different colors. And then you can do the other more important type of financial type of strategies as far as how much you're going to spend starting off. And then you can always build upon adding additional products to your brand. So by including the entire family, this can become very, very exciting. And you want to keep an open mind. So you want to listen to what they may be bringing to the table. And also you can tell them that maybe this is not a good time for us to entertain that idea, but we can entertain it at a later time. Because let me tell you, you do not want to include a large inventory of products and you cannot move these products. I recommend for you to start with a smaller number, maybe between 1 and maybe 4 products, and really strategize on getting those products out there. You need marketing budget for that, and that requires consistency with marketing and branding your products. Also, with continuation of branding, you may ask if you have teenagers or children, a product that their particular age group may be interested in. So again, that's keeping an open mind, and you will be targeting, if you choose to listen to their recommendation, you will be targeting to a younger demographics. Again, this is enhancing your brand and also expanding your brand. So that is another option. Okay. And then another advantage of including your children is you are teaching them about the importance of investing in a smaller product line, number of products. I'm sorry for that noise. And then also you can teach them budgeting. So this is very important for them to not think that you could put all the money at one time in just a few products and not think about growth for your brand. So you're teaching them strategic finances. You're teaching them about product development, and they will be along this journey with you. And this is a great journey that you can continue to leave a legacy. So leaving a legacy with your children is something that most parents try to do. Now, on the other hand, there are some children that want no part at all with what the parents have built or the grandparents have built. So in that case, you need to make the necessary decisions that you need to decide upon. But that is another option. Okay. So I would like to ask for anyone who has any questions for me in the chat. You can go ahead and ask your questions. So let me quickly go over some of the 12 steps. So you want to make sure you have your name. So decide on your name. Use your own name. Your name has a meaning, and it will help you to leave a legacy. Then you want to make sure you have all of the filings in place. So you want to file with your local courthouse. You want to file with your Secretary of State. You also want to file to obtain your LLC. So with your LLC, there are 2 options. You can hire an attorney, or also you can consider going to one of the local colleges, which has interns who are becoming an attorney. So they are in a learning process. So the School of Law is usually the particular area that you want to go to consider this. So those are 2 options as far as obtaining your LLC. When it comes to a patent, You do not necessarily have to have a patent unless the ingredient is a very unique ingredient that is not in any other skincare or hair care product. Then you will need to file for your patent. And then there's the education, research on your products, on your logos, on your colors, on your bottles, on your jars. What actually are you going to offer when you choose the particular packaging for your products, for your colors? So you can see this is our name, and we have a elongated A, which my graphic artist recommended. Okay. And we have royal blue as our particular color of choice because this is the color for alopecia awareness. So this is another awareness to let consumers know this definitely addresses alopecia. The green teardrop means healing. So this is another reason why my particular graphic artist recommended the green teardrop. This is healing properties. Okay. And again, this is our Revitalizer conditioner. And this is our follicle serum. So we currently have a holiday special where you can get all three of our best sellers. Plus, we are adding a bonus. We are adding a bonus, which is a free 2-ounce Revitalizer conditioner. So this special is available from November 11th through November 30th. I repeat, November 11th through November 30th. This is only $75. However, this is only within the United States as far as this particular special because we are offering free shipping. So you get 3 best-selling products plus we add a bonus of our Revitalizer conditioner in the 2-ounce, and this is only $75. Regular price is $130. Okay. So please give us a call. You can reach out to us, 817-265-8854, 817-265-8854, and our website is hairandscalpessentials.com, hairandscalpessentials.com. And one last thing, please donate to this particular scholarship opportunity. Children are our future. And by making a donation today, you're definitely helping with a child who is currently in school. And we definitely want to sow a seed back into that child who is in need of your help. So please make a donation today.
Wow. Let's hear it for Dr. Linda Amerson. All right. Fantastic. Wow. Dr. Linda Amerson, the owner of Hair, Scalp, and Skin Therapeutic Essentials, LLC. Wow. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing your love, your light, and your expertise. I appreciate you. And I'm sure everyone around the world and the Black Business Olympics appreciates you.
Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. So, Dr. Linda,
yes.
let me ask you this. Okay. You have put so much research into this. And yes. I love the way that you talked about the different types of scalps. Many people don't talk about the different type of scalps. Even in commercials, they don't talk about the itchy scalp and, that is because of this or because of that. I like how you did that. What made you do that?
Because in my expertise, so many consumers, they have the misconception that everyone has the same condition.
Exactly.
This is not the case. It's a case-by-case basis. So that's when a person comes in and I microscopically show them their areas of concern,
Right.
I'm also able to share with them so many other things and conditions that they're unaware of.
Awesome. I love it. And so the other key component that I took in while we were talking, I hope all of you were taking notes. I always say it, note takers are money makers and note takers are change makers, but you can't make no changes if you don't take notes. So the other thing I took notes on, Doc, is that you do focus on the individual and you
Yes,
don't just put them in a group. Why is that so essential?
because everyone is different. So, and it's important to know that, okay, if a person comes in with inflammation of the scalp and they have pimples throughout their scalp and their scalp is discolored, this is different from another person who comes in and they're complaining about my hair is falling out. You know, why is my hair falling out? So it's a case by case basis. That's why
Case by
it's
case
so
basis.
important.
I love that. I love that. And so, those of you that are watching us from all around the world, if you know someone or even yourself, if you're suffering from an itchy scalp or suffering from alopecia or any type of hair loss, Dr. Linda is the person that you want to connect with. And I'm asking you to go ahead and put in number 5 because she gave us those amazing 5 different scalp types, right? Put a number 5 in there if you know someone or you yourself has been suffering from alopecia or any type of hair loss. So, Dr. Linda, many women of color, we are kind of made to push our issues with our hair loss under the carpet. Have you seen much of that in your practice where many women of color just don't come out? Because I know you serve all people and I love
Yes,
that you do that, but
yes.
we're just not talking about it.
You know, we live in such an image focused society. So many women, when they do begin to have a little hair thinning, they say, oh, well, I'll just get a wig, I'll just cover it up.
Right.
However, I've noticed in the several decades that I've been seeing this, a lot of women, they come in, they say, I'm tired of wearing the wigs. Will my
Mm-hmm.
hair regrow? I want to wear my own hair.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, it's more because I think the discussion has really been more come to the forefront. I would say in the past 25 years
Yes.
that more women are a little more comfortable with saying, okay, can I wear my hair or can I just wear it short? You know, if it will regrow. And
Exactly.
then on the other hand, we have those who say, I'm going to cover it up. I'm going to wear my wigs regardless, you know, whatever color I feel like wearing it. One day they're blonde, the other day they're redhead or whatever.
Right.
So it is a choice.
It is a choice. Fantastic. And so if you could do anything different when it comes to helping people with hair loss, what would it be? Because, you know, a lot of times we get into our expert zones of genius. And sometimes we learn something later on down in life that really could help people if we had known it sooner. So, in that regard, what would you change or what would you now implement or what have you implemented? Maybe that's the better question. What have you implemented to really upshore what you're doing to help women and men and children all around the world?
What I have implemented is not only having my clinic location, we also have virtual services and we also have a postal kit mail-in service.
Oh, awesome.
So you can actually mail me your hair strands and I can analyze that hair bulb and I can tell you some amazing information. So I have been doing that as well. So yes, we do offer the postal kit opportunity and also we have another mail-in services. So actually there are 2 mail-in services that we offer. One with the polarized microscope and then also with the postal kit, which is global. So you can live
Oh, wow.
anywhere. Yes, you can live anywhere and we can assist you with the postal kit hair bulb analysis. And we
Wow.
can help you with your health and wellness.
And Doc, I remember when I lived in Japan, I was sharing this with Vivica Fox about a month or so ago because she has a hairline. And I was sharing with her that when I lived abroad, it was really difficult to find products abroad for my hair and for other people that look like me. So I want to congratulate you for doing what you do by sending your products abroad, because oftentimes you don't hear people say that their hair products are global. So you know where I'm going. What inspired you? Just like I asked Vivica Fox, what inspired you to make sure your hair products are global so that everybody could really reap the benefits of what you have to offer?
What inspired me to make it global is because I did not want to just have a local a local demographics. I wanted to have a global demographic.
Right.
So that was my inspiration, because there are so many consumers. Again, they have problems with low confidence, low self-esteem, depression about hair
Yes.
loss is so, oh my goodness, so vast. And also bullying. Bullying is
Yes.
very, very vast. So this is on a global scale.
Right.
So in
Right.
order
Exactly.
to reach the masses.
Mhm. So you talked about the bullying, you talked about depression. Now,
Yes.
both levels, and having a psychology degree, having worked with the Department of Defense for a number of years, working with people who had substance use disorders
Okay.
and mental illness, I've become very well abreast of depression. But one of the key components that are a huge contributor is stress. And I've heard people say, I'm losing hair because I'm so stressed out. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yes, there are different levels of stress. There is what they call the normal stress, where a person is
Yes.
dealing with some. Then there's acute
Huge
stress, and
stress.
then there's very excessive, chronic stress.
Mhm.
Depends on the level. When a person is dealing with a number of different, if it's personal, work related, family, or a combination of all, they can become overwhelmed.
Right.
And it can impact the hair in a
Mhm.
certain manner, to where the hair follicles actually begin to attack one another. And I actually see patchy alopecia, which does occur.
Right.
So
Mhm.
that's one form of stress that is very, very visible. And then in other cases, I will see where the hair is shedding.
Mhm.
Sometimes there is a combination of hair breakage, but
Yes.
mainly the what we call alopecia areata is a
Mm.
direct correlation of excessive emotional stress.
Oh wow, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. So you and I, we talked behind back in the studio, and I told you that I used to own a hair salon in
Yes.
Georgia. And one thing that I noticed back then was that they didn't have a lot of products just like yours that's really getting to the root cause of hair loss. And so, with that being said, I really want to know, because some people may feel that their hair may never grow back. Have you had any clients where they thought their hair would never grow back and you were able to help them not only grow their hair back, but maintain their hair as far as the length and the health over time?
Yes, I have been successful with some of those individuals. And then I have had individuals where there are limitations as far
Right.
as the hair not growing 100% back. Sometimes there are certain percentages, like 70%, 80%. So I will tell that individual very honestly, you're not going to get 100% regrowth.
Right.
However, I do feel you can get 90% or 80%. So that's very, very helpful. Now, for those who have come in with a complete alopecia, which some people think as baldness, you know, those individuals, it depends on what caused it. Is it from chemotherapy? In most cases, the hair will regrow. when it's related to chemotherapy.
Right.
If a person has had trauma to the scalp and there is cicatricial alopecia, then the hair will not
Right.
regrow in those particular instances. So again, we have to look at what caused that problem, where the hair has completely caused the alopecia, to be able to give them the correct education and the analysis to say, yes, it will grow back, or no, it will not grow back, or if there will be limitations.
Right. Right. Well, I really love the fact that you are really clear, you're concise, you don't give no fluff, and you base your products and their ability to work well for people on the science behind a healthy scalp and also a healthy lifestyle. Because
Yes.
I was taking notes earlier where you alluded to pretty much what we take in our body also are contributories. And you talked about some of the supplements that some of us take. And you talked about the fact that sometimes these supplements can actually cause breakage. But we're
Yes.
thinking that these supplements are going to help us grow our hair, because I've taken these same supplements as well. And oftentimes it did really well for me. But I never knew that sometimes these supplements can cause breakage.
In
That's
excess.
nice.
Yes, absolutely. In excessive amounts.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. So if you're out there and you're taking these supplements in excessive amounts to grow your hair, just remember, we have to do everything in what I like to say moderation, because you don't want to reverse what you're trying to do. So, Dr. Linda, I have had a fabulous time with you. Thank you for letting me ask some questions. And oh my goodness, I think I see some comments.
Okay.
We've got some folks making some comments all the way from Sierra Leone, Africa, the Philippines. Hulda says, stress is harmful and deadly. Lots of women here in Sierra Leone are suffering with stress, which affects the health, their health a lot. And so I want to welcome you, Hulda, to connect with Dr. Linda, with your counterparts in Sierra Leone, and even those of you in the Philippines that are watching. Hi, we're happy to have you, because it is without question that we all need this help. All of our hair textures, all of our hair types can really benefit from this. And Hudla said, God bless you for this awareness, Dr. Linda.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. You're welcome so much. So, Doc, can you tell us, how can people connect with you? Where can they go to meet up with you, and what's next for you?
Absolutely. You can contact me at 817-265-8854, 817-265-8854, or please visit our website, which is hairandscalpessentials.com, hairandscalpessentials.com. And what's next for me? I'm actually working on more partnerships.
Awesome.
So
Fantastic.
I have some things lined up for 2023 that I'm very excited about, where I've partnered, and I'll be doing more traveling to different cities.
Mm-hmm.
And so next month, I'll actually be going to the Dominican Republic, doing a presentation. I have San Antonio, Houston, Galveston on my calendar. I have Florida, Hampton, Virginia on my calendar. Ohio is on my calendar. It's exciting.
Awesome. Well, I want to say congratulations to you. I didn't hear you say Washington, D.C., but I tell you, come on by and see me. And we hope to bring you back again as one of the partners of the Black Business Olympics. But until then, we appreciate you for being here. And please know that genius is coming, and we'll see you on the other side.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Awesome. Wow. That was an amazing conversation with Dr. Linda. She's phenomenal. And so I want to to tell you, thank you, folks from all around the world. I want to tell you that we appreciate you for helping us here at the Black Business Expo. And the Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students, and you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or you can use the Cash App that you see trickling right below. $BBXUSA. $BBXUSA. You see, our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar that you share with us, it definitely counts. So we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. And we want to thank each and every one of our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for November 2022. NC100, Black Leaders Worldwide, Growth, Empowerment, Motivation, Support, LLC, Executive Women's Success Institute, Sweetheart Mitchell Collection, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Creative Force Studios, Work the Thing Supplements, the Lotus Richey Ignite Show, and the Lotus Richey Coaching and Consulting, LLC, Business Group Network, Stocks versus Sneakers, First Atlantic Insurance, Moody Capital, BHS Associates, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Margie McLean Foundation, Live Shackle Free, Uniquely Different Enterprises, Technical Consulting, Black Multiverse Enterprises LLC, Genius is Common, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Hello, my name is Rochelle. I am 11 years old, and my genius is entrepreneurship, and my genius is comedy. I have been hard at work, and my genius said the age of 8 when I asked my parents to buy me an ice cream cart for my 8th birthday. Why? Because I love ice cream, and I knew that 99.9% of the world loves ice cream too. I started my business because I wanted to make my own money, give to my school's missionary, help my family, and buy my own toys. While working in my genius, I have learned a lot about business and what it takes to be successful. I quickly learned that hard work, determination, and perseverance are the standard qualities you need to succeed. However, in my 4 years as a business owner, I have learned things that you can't learn from a book, like the true meaning of customer service. Great customer service is how you sincerely say thank you to each person who spends their money with you. that there are more people praying for me to succeed than those who are not. I have learned that people are always watching and are expecting great things from me. I can't imagine letting them down. I have learned that I must lift as I rise, and that I must be my brother's keeper. I have learned that it's very important to give back to the people, the causes, and the community where I live. I have also learned that once I become a billionaire, I will be well on my way to becoming a billionaire and to changing the world by providing jobs and opportunities to others. I'm Boshel, the little icing cube, and my genius is coming.
This is Dr. Arnold T. Petsworth. Yes, that's his given name. No, don't look into it. He's the owner of Petsworth Vet World, a veterinary clinic in Hopton, Connecticut. His patients include dog, cat, turtle, cat, turtle, frog, hamster, fish,
Goldie?
dog, and this alpaca. Due to doctor-patient confidentiality, we can't tell you their names. Business at Vet World was steady, and then quarantine hit. Neighbors on every lane, drive, and even a few cul-de-sacs brought new four-legged friends into their homes. Bunnies. Bunnies.
You guys are so cute.
Bunnies.
You are so cute.
Bunnies.
You're so cute.
Bunnies everywhere. A lifelong lover of Laporte, Dr. Petsworth welcomed these new patients with open arms.
Hi, how you doing? How is she? Did you meet Jackie? Jackie, Barbara, Jackie? This is Betsy.
The only problem?
Okay.
There were more appointments than he could manage.
Yes, I'm gonna get to you. Give me a second. We're gonna get you in real soon. Don't worry, all right? And then...
That's when Dr. Petsworth turned to his American Express business card, which offers spending potential that's built for his changing business needs. He decided to hire a new assistant, Julio, who's actually more of a bird guy. But that's just between us. And with spending power built for business purchases, he used his card to furnish a new exam room with extra tail space. Together, Dr. Petsworth, Julio, and American Express Business made sure all the pets of Hopton got the love and care they deserved.
All right, Julio, man, that was great, man.
And everyone was happy. Especially these guys. Get the card built for business by American Express.
What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support. Where health education is abundant. Where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City, USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars.
Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered?
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Hello, and welcome back, and great afternoon, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Dr. Lotus Riche, the owner of Lotus Riche Coaching and Consulting, and the show host of the Lotus Riche Ignite Show. I'm your business moderator for this afternoon on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about businesses. And I'd like you to make sure you tag someone, send this message out, and have them come on in and hear the phenomenal speakers that's going to grace this platform throughout the week. And speaking of phenomenal speakers, why don't you help me welcome a phenomenal speaker who's also a co-moderator. Please welcome none other than my friend and your friend, Barbara H. Smith. Barbara? Now, I know she's coming up here to help me out. I got to have a chat with her about the phenomenal information that we just got from Dr. Linda and the amazing fireside chat we're about to have. All right, come on in here, Dr. Mrs. Barbara H. Smith. So while we're waiting for Barbara to come in, let me tell you a little bit about the fireside chat. It's gonna knock your socks off. And we've got the pleasure to introduce these amazing speakers to you. Our next guest for the fireside chat with Felicia Harlow of Energetics Development Company. She's coming. Melaine Shani is coming. And Shani is an entrepreneur. She's a coach and the CEO and founder of Melaine Shani Global and Born to Transform Institute, where she trains and develops leaders and coaches for over 3 decades. Her amazing focus has been teaching others how to uncover their life's higher purpose. And you need to take notes because she's going to help you uncover some higher purposes in your life. She does this through training programs, workshops, and group sessions, which are offered worldwide. Her work has made her the workshops and group sessions with, just amazing results globally. And she's the ultimate authority in her zone of genius. So please welcome none other than our ladies for the fireside chat. Melaine Shani, let's hear it. Woo-woo!
Hello, Dr. Lotus. How are you?
Hey there. How are you?
I am wonderful.
Fantastic. So listen, we have Felicia Harlow in the house. Woo-woo! Yes. It's great to see both of you dynamic ladies. How you doing, Felicia?
I am well. So delighted to see you.
Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. I am Melaine Shani, as Dr. Lotus just said, and this is my beautiful friend for over 2 decades, Felicia. Yeah, we've been over 20 years. We've been partnering in business and we've been friends for a very long time. And it is such a pleasure to have Felicia here today to talk about her business, which is so important. Her business is Energetics Life Development LLC. It's a consulting organization that offers intuitive solutions for personal and professional growth. She educates humanity about how to use their heart energy to maximize mental clarity, increase emotional calm, relax the body, and live harmoniously. Like, let me tell you, this woman is all about the heart, okay? I have studied with her and she has studied with the ultimate leaders and gurus around the world to really learn how this heart thing really works. How do we move from our mind into our heart and balance that thing out? So I want to bring to you one of my great friends, Felicia Harlow. And Felicia, can you tell us a little bit about, I think your background is pretty interesting. You know, I'm always talking about like where you came from and how did you get into this heart work? So can you give us a little bit about that?
Wow. Well, first, thank you so much, Melaine. And this has been an incredible journey for me. I started, obviously, all of us start with heart work from the moment we were born. But officially, I would say that it started whenever my uncle passed away. And I began to just weep and really share a lot of love messages with my friends at that time. I was like 12, 13 years old. And if I fast forward into my future, then I found myself standing over my grandfather's casket. And at that time, I had been working in the pharmaceutical industry with the top pharmaceutical company in the world at that time. And so I understood very much a lot about the physical dynamics of the heart in its healthy state and unhealthy state. And when I was just there over his casket weeping, I knew that his passing was a result of heart failure. And so there was something inside of me that said, you know what, Felicia, you've got to do something about this. So I took a vow standing over his casket. And that vow was, if there's any way at all possible that I could be of support or a solution to, even if it was just one person, a couple of people, about how to best care for our hearts, not only from a physical place, but from an emotional, energetic place, as well as a spiritual place, then I was going to be a part of that solution. So that's how Calm Heart started.
Yes. I really love that. When you told me that story, I thought it was pretty powerful. First working for the pharmaceutical company, and then, just having that epiphany when your uncle transitioned, that, what, something needs to change, something needs to shift. We don't want to, be passing away and transitioning and be sick, and because our hearts are broken, or because we haven't paid attention to our hearts. So talk to me a little bit about what work you've done, because I know you've done some extensive work in studying. You've gone from being an expert in like the pharmaceutical kind of corporate area to being an expert as an entrepreneur and in the healing and wellness area. Can you talk to me a little bit about your background with that?
Absolutely. Yes, indeed. I like to say that I was called to go into this service. It's almost like a ministry. Yeah. And so my background started in really involving myself in a very, very intensive course that I went to heart school. Literally, I went to heart school. And it's called the Institute for Applied Meditation on the Heart. And so that coursework was for a good 2 to 2.5 years, where I was just really diving deeply into the wounds of my heart so that I could work on myself first and then be able to step out powerfully beyond that and be able to support others from that more emotional, energetic, and spiritual space. Yes. So I went through schooling for that. And then a couple of years later down the line, I enrolled within that same school into a program that specifically focuses on the way in which I learned that meditation technique, heart rhythm meditation, which essentially aligns your breathing patterns with your heart pattern so that you can align every aspect of who you are. And so I went into to also develop a program, or should I say move through a program of healing the heart. And that program was very profound for me, because what I found is a part of my practicum that helped me to graduate from that program is I had to be a very major source of inspiration and actually a guide, facilitating many, many people from life over transitioning into death. Yes. So that their souls, so that their emotional aspect and energetic aspect of who they are could be at peace and at rest as they transitioned over to the other side in that capacity. So, I was bringing, what was so interesting is that when I look back and reflect on everything, I was in that pharmaceutical company for almost 14 years, really learning everything I could about the physical heart and how it really dances inside of our lives. And then I was ushered on over into the emotional side of the heart and the spiritual side of the heart, so that I could then bring all of those together and be a support from all angles.
Yes. I really love that you talked about it being a calling, because, one of the things we work together on is really bringing leaders to a higher purpose and a higher calling. So you were very successful as a pharmaceutical representative and at all the work that you did at that company at the peak. And then something called you to something different. And I think that's so important that we understand that it's not always about what we're doing, but who we're being. And I think you really have captured that in such a beautiful way. One of the things I love about your programming is that you call it the calm heart. And I really, really love that. And I wanted to know if you could give us some insight on why is it so important for us to have that balance between our heart and our mind? And why is it important for us to have that calm heart?
Wow, in today's environment.
Speak to it. Come on, speak to it. Yes.
There's so much happening. Oh my goodness. There's so much coming at us from so many different ways, so many different things that we're having to deal with, everything from how can we keep our health in order? How can we keep our family straight? How can we go to work and still feel like we're there and focused rather than being all scattered? And so it's so important that we distinguish the mind and the heart. And in the, in the schooling that I've been through, mind is that surface of the heart. The heart encompasses everything. And so the mind is the surface of the heart. And most of us really dwell in that area. So that means that we're dwelling in the surface of our lives. To get into the heart of our lives, to get into the heart of our business, we have to go down deep into the depth. And that's where the heart really picks up and really shows us who we are in the depths of ourselves, and brings it back up to the surface of our mind, so then we can then verbalize that in a way that is aligned.
You better speak that. That was good. I'm telling you, that is so good, because a lot of people do live their lives on the surface and they don't really know that that's what they're doing, besides the drama and what I call London bridges always falling down. Like, we use our humanity, our human energy to push and shove and drive and grind. And then we pushed and shoved in our blood, sweat, and tears, and then everything comes tumbling down. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because we definitely learn lessons from that. But what you just described, and us really doing the deep work and letting that transform into and come up into our minds, so we can actually verbalize and live in who we really are. That is so key. Thank you so much for that. So the next thing, because we know that you have to practice if you're going to shift anything. There's no shifts, there's no change, there's no transformation without practice. And at Milani Shani Global, we always say that practice does not make perfect, because we are human beings. We do not strive to be perfect, but practice makes permanent. And it's so important that we create practices when we wanted to change and transform. So can you tell us what you personally practice to really balance your mind and heart?
Wow. So there's a few things. I have a ritual that I have do daily. It's just, it has to occur or I'm out of sorts. So that ritual is certainly taking in lots of fluids. Fluids help the flow. In addition to that, I have movement. I move my body. And that movement, can be something as simple as traditional sit-ups, stretches. It could be jump roping, whatever that is for you. Move your body. And then in addition to that, of course, I sit in meditation. That is my choice. And the way in which I meditate, it's different for different people. The way in which I meditate is through the breathing process and really convening and building a relationship with my heart. And so in doing that, I can just do a brief demonstration.
That'd be great. Yes.
And that will give the listeners a kind of a feel for what that's like. So, I usually start off by closing my eyes and just bringing my attention inward by placing my hands over my heart. And once I do that, I begin to just notice how I'm breathing. And sometimes when I'm breathing, I'll notice that as I inhale, it feels like there's a little tightness. Or as I'm exhaling, there might be, feels like some restriction or constriction. And so as I notice that, I'll just be with it. And what I mean by being with it is that I'm just breathing, noticing my breathing. And the interesting part is as you place attention on it, it expands. So as I'm placing my attention on my breathing, now I'm noticing that I'm able to just extend that inhalation just a tad bit more. As well as the exhalation. Not attempting to rush anything, just allowing it to flow. And so that's how I begin. And then I move into specific ways of breathing. Some ways can be in and out of the mouth, in and out of the nose, in the nose, out of the mouth, in the mouth, out of the nose. There's so many different ways, depending upon what you desire. And this is so key that, you know, this is a resource that we all have that we can use in business. Because if, for example, we want to really show up powerfully in business when we're getting ready to have a conversation with someone, we want to breathe in a way that allows us to just be ready, you know, be ready for that conversation. And so we can incorporate a specific way of breathing in order to get ourselves prepared and ready for that.
Yes.
So that's just an example.
Thank you so much for that. I love the breath, right? We have so many business owners watching and students watching. And I just want to reiterate how important that was. So powerful just to stop and breathe. And you can do that anywhere you are. You can do it at your desk. You can do it in your car. If you're in traffic, you can do it wherever you are. Just stop and take a deep breath. You would be very surprised at how powerful that is. So thank you so much for that. And speaking of business owners, it's so important that we talk about two things. The first thing I want to ask you is, why is it important to bring the heart into business in our current economy?
Oh my goodness. It's so important because there's a language of the heart versus a language of the mind.
Yeah.
And the heart really speaks in ways that are very subtle, but very powerful. And so the mind analyzes and it wants to take apart and really be logical and bring things together. And the heart has a memory of what it observes. Okay. And so the memory comes through as feelings. Whereas for the mind, the memories come through as thoughts. So what we want to do is we want to be able to use both. We don't want to have one just be placed aside while the other is operating in the background, right?
Right.
So in business, we want to be able to work with all of it. So our heart observes and it brings everything into the mix. And then the mind takes that and analyzes, okay, this is appropriate for here, that's appropriate for there. But the heart is like, oh, I just have it all. I want to see it all. And I want to, you know, use it all. And so it gives us the ability to have a greater sense of clarity in how we make choices and decisions in business. So it's so very important to include it, to be able to have clarity in the choices and decisions that we're making. And it's so important because it allows us to be able to sense our way as to making decisions about, is this appropriate? Is this not appropriate for me to engage in as it relates to my business? So it gives us that element that is not necessarily seen, but it's felt. And it's very important to the overall decision-making process.
I love that you made that distinction, because I feel like it's a very important distinction, because a lot of times people are asking, what do I need to do? Like, what's my next step? And I think that's what the mind brings us, is what we need to do. And I think the heart brings us who we need to be, which is what we need to figure out first. You know, a lot of times when my clients come to me, I'm asking them, they're like, what do I need to do, Melanie? I'm like, let's figure out who you need to be first. Let's figure out where you're going, right? Where you want to go or what your vision is, and then who you need to be, hard work, who do you need to be? Because that's honest. Sometimes with the thoughts of the mind, we don't get honest answers. We get answers that are triggered by our conditioning, by our trauma, by our unhealed pain. A lot of times we get those thoughts and we want to move on those. But it's so important that we clear all of that out. So I love what you talked about is having both thoughts and feelings. You can't really move in an authentic way without balancing both things. So that's important. So you said something about the heart, the language of the heart. Very interesting stuff. So tell us about the language of the heart and how it communicates, specifically in business.
Absolutely, absolutely. So one of the things that the heart loves to do is to listen. Mm-hmm. So whenever we're in business, it's very important that we're not just getting ready to just splurt out what we're about to say, mm-hmm. but to be able to receive. Mm. To receive. So the heart is very good at receiving and allowing what we're receiving to just kind of get in there inside of us and marinate so that we can collect ourselves and then be able to give back in a way that is appropriate for the situation at hand. So listening is so key in terms of the language of the heart. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And, you know, of course, I mentioned emotions. Emotions fluctuate. You know, they fluctuate so much. So we have to really begin to pay attention to them as guidance parameters or guidance markers. If something affects us emotionally, then we want to be able to determine, is this affecting my emotions in a way that really allows me to move forward powerfully, or is it affecting my emotions in a way that I'm wanting to kind of crawl up and really acquiesce? And of course, in business, we've got to be ready.
Yes.
And so the language of the heart, that subtle language that gives us information to work with, can help us move either lean into a decision, or to actually pull back and say, you know what, this just isn't the appropriate time, or this isn't the appropriate connection for this moment in time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think making that connection is really important. And I heard one of the speakers earlier talk about the workforce and how stressful it is and how people are really like, you know, buckling under the stress, right? And so I feel like this is why this heart language, this subtle language is in listening is very important, because sometimes with all of our, you know, platforms of social media and everything that we're being exposed to now, it just, we're pushing, right? We're pushing, trying to compare ourselves to other people, trying to work the way for what we see rather than working from what's authentically ours. And I think that's so important to tap into and listen to that inner voice, that heart. Like you said, the heart encompasses everything, you know, and so it's really spirit talk. You know, it's really you talking or listening to your spirit and really being able to tap into that. So I know that you've been doing this hard work for a while and you've been an entrepreneur. So tell us, how has your entrepreneurship evolved? Like, how have you evolved as an entrepreneur since you've been doing the hard work?
Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can condense this. All right. So initially, I actually was on college campuses speaking about self-care and wellness.
Oh, I remember that. Yes.
And so I was going to, you know, many different campuses across the United States, and having an ability to just, talk to students about, oh my goodness, how can I get my stress under control in a way that works for me? But use very simple techniques to allow that process to unfold. So that arena was, years ago. And then I moved into healing circles, and very small, intimate healing circles with women in particular that were stressed out inside of their families, trying to juggle everything inside the family. Because, of course, I'm a mom of 3 beautiful, amazing daughters. So I had life experience, to bring. And how did I work with all of the mental stuff that I've been through and bringing that heart into the fold as a mom, as a wife, as a businesswoman, and juggling all of that. So that was another way in which this Calm Heart experience has unfolded. And then I was ushered into the coaching arena.
Yes.
And so I've been coaching individuals. I've been facilitating meditation with mothers-to-be that are really wanting to get themselves prepared for their newborns in the world, and being in a place of peace rather than all stressed out before they bring their son or daughter into the world. Business owners, I've worked with business owners that were, trying to find who they were. What was their key message?
Yes.
That comes through them, that is really their, what is their brand? What is their voice inside of their brand? And how does that best come through them as their authentic selves? So the coaching, and I love facilitating meditation and healing circles and coaching individuals to just be more extensively expressed in who they are. Because that's what we need. We need business owners that are authentic, that don't feel like they have to go and copy something from over here, because nobody can copy who you are. You're you uniquely. You're you authentically, and you may have a similar way in which you or industry that you're in, but you're totally going to express it in a different way because you're you.
Yes, absolutely. I really love that. And, the evolution and the passion and joy that I hear in your voice, that I see in your face when you talk about this evolution, going from corporate to speaker in colleges to talking about self-care to now really working with the leaders on calming their heart and balancing the heart and mind. What advice or what suggestions would you give to some of our business owners and leaders who may want to shift, who may want to pivot? They may be in corporate, or they may be doing something that is no longer fulfilling for them. What advice could you give to them based on your own experience that they may be able to take away today?
Wow. One major piece of advice that comes up, is just loud. And that is to take the time to stop. Take the time to stop, because typically in business, you are running. You're on that rat race wheel. Yes. And you have to get things done, because that's the nature of our environment. But stopping and pausing gives you just a little bit of time to allow yourself to just say,
yes.
So you can receive something, because when you are going, you're giving. However, when you take that time to pause, then it allows yourself to just receive in that moment some guidance. And as you continue to pause and allow yourself to develop maybe 2 minutes of pause, 5 minutes of pause, what you'll find is that things just start opening up to you that you never considered, because you're giving yourself time to balance it out. You have to balance activity out with non-activity.
Yes.
And we're not very good at that in our lives. And so to be able to bring that into just as a very small solution to begin with, I think it was priceless for me.
Yeah.
It helped me to even get to the point where I could say, you know what? My life is shifting in a way that is guiding me to more of this meditative approach, this facilitator approach, this approach of being of service in the world in a different way.
You know, I love what you said about taking time. There's a lot of people, sometimes I've had conversations all the time, because, you know, I'm a firm believer in that, taking time for yourself. But sometimes there are people and they are saying, you know, Melanie, I hear you, but I can't, you know, I can't take time. I don't have time to take time. What little gem can you give them, like throughout their day or work day? You know, I know to take a breath, but how can they just really commit themselves and use that self-care practice to stop? What can you help them with as far as their mind, to get your mind on board with your heart?
All right, great. So one practice is, if they're working inside of a building, just go to the restroom. Leave your desk.
Yeah.
Go to the restroom. And, you know, even if you have to just go in the stall, and when you're in that stall, just go.
Yeah.
3 breaths. That'll do it, to shift it like that in just a few moments in time, and then walk right on back out of that stall, and then you're in a different place just that fast. So that's one tip. If you're out and about and you're not in an office, I would suggest, if you're in a car, whenever you pull over at a stop in your car, turn off the radio if the radio's on. Okay? Place the hand over the heart. Anytime you place your hand over your heart, you're saying to your heart, guide me. And I'm in tune with you. Guide me, and I'm in tune with you. I am connected. So that's another one that can be used very quickly, that will shift and allow a person to pause for a few moments, and most likely, in many cases, create a pivot.
So tell us what services you offer and give us the way we can connect with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The services I offer are one-on-one facilitation of meditation, one-on-one coaching, point of clarity coaching, and a way to get a hold of me is to connect with me at heal.me, and that is HEAL.me/Felicia Harlow. Heal.me/Felicia Harlow.
Well, sis, I just want to thank you so much for coming. It has been an absolute pleasure. I see Dr. Lotus is back with us. Thank you for giving us a way to calm our heart. So, so, so important. I appreciate you so much. And, you know, I love you. Thank you so much. So back to you, Dr. Lotus.
Wow. Thank you, ladies. You gave us so much inspiration and so much power to take control over what we've been allowing to control us. So I want to thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your information. Genius is coming, and we'll see you on the other side. Maybe they don't want us to go just yet, or maybe they do. All right. I'm always enjoying the opportunity to share with other people. If you enjoyed what was just shared with you, put a number 10 in the comment block. Go ahead, put a number 10 in the comment block. And please make sure you share, because we know that sharing is caring. I want to tell you more about the Black Business Olympics. Okay. The Black Business Olympics is a network that is 24-hour business networking, showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide, just like the two dynamic ladies that you just saw. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate about business, and to help you help yourself learn more about business. We are bringing up another phenomenal speaker. Let me tell you a bit about this next amazing speaker. Rashida Frazier. She is the founder of Blueprint to Your Success, Empowering Greatness Incorporated. Rashida Frazier founded her consulting, mentoring practice, Empowering Greatness Incorporated, in 2012 as an effort to assist minority high school students and young adults with pre-preparatory instruction for the higher education application process and introduction to the world of business and entrepreneurship. It is a great pleasure that I have to present to you none other than our next powerful speaker, Rashida Frazier. Rashida? All right. Hello, Rashida. How are you? And welcome. Please turn your mic on.
There we go. Can you hear me better now?
Fantastic. Yes, we can hear you now. We are so happy to have you here, and you're looking fabulous. So, Rashida, thank you for being here. And I want to say to you, genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
No problem. Well, thank you for having me at the Black Business Expo again this cycle. And so many phenomenal speakers who came before me, and hoping that I can add a little bit of extra to what has already been said around empowering greatness. And one of the things that I want to talk about today is your blueprint to success. How do you actually empower your greatness? A lot of people think that it is this business plan, if you're an entrepreneur, or if it is, some very corporate document. And what most people do not realize is that the blueprint is a set of steps around your mindset and around how you see yourself, that is inside of you, that actually pulls out into your greatness and into whatever project or endeavor that you are venturing on. So when we think about how to empower ourselves, when we think about the things that we want to do in life, we have students, we have entrepreneurs, we have people from all walks of life trying to figure it out. Do I want to work a 9-to-5? Do I want to go to college? Do I want to start this business? Do I want to do all three? How do I work this out? How do I set my plan? How do I set my intention? Then once they get that, how do they execute? How do they not fall off of the bandwagon of failed businesses, or just because I didn't make it this one time? How do I move forward in life? How do I start again? How do I start anew? And it really starts out with the foundation that you put within yourself, which is essential for business, and it's essential for your start in whatever it is that you're going to be doing as you push forward. And I call them the 11 powers of your greatness. And to start off, I want to start with the power of peace. And people underestimate the power of peace. They think peace is something that is an external thing that comes outside of them. Oh, I have $1 million. I am at peace. I have, a great house. I am at peace. I have, all these material gains. It's going to gift me a level of peace. And that could be furthest from the truth. We see in the news all day. We have, if you follow the news of late within the crypto space, we've got one of the golden childs of crypto who just lost millions of dollars, billions of dollars. He's living the high life in Bahamas. He has a great house. He's doing all these things. And that man is not at peace because he did something wrong. And now there's a domino effect. How many times do you see people who are rich and famous? Not that we shouldn't be rich and famous. And they acquire all this material wealth and then they lose it at the drop of the dime. And they're emotional. They don't know what to do with themselves. They're remorseful. Some of them even take their lives. Peace is one of the major components because it attaches to your happiness. And those are things that are innately inside of you. Those are things that no one can take away from you. And it is not tied to a thing, a material thing. So we think about, well, why is this so important on our journey to empowerment toward our goals? Because you have to have within you already a peace that nothing can disturb at all whatsoever. It is unshakable. It is unbreakable. It will, no matter what event happens in the world, it cannot move that. And that's because it's attached to your happiness. And those are the two things that we can actually control. When you go into business for yourself, when you go into business as a partnership with others, when you venture off into a new field and a career, there's always a possibility of failure. There's always a possibility of something going wrong. And that is okay. That is the nature of life. Those opportunities are what push us to grow us. But if we respond with a level of peace and a happiness, not because the thing is happening, but a happiness because we know that if we respond with peace, we have a clearer head, our IQs are not diminished, and we can figure out a solution to whatever it is that may be happening. That's greatness. Imagine the whole entire world is falling apart. It's actually not quite hard to do. You look at what's happening in the news, you look at what's happening in business, you're looking at what's happening in the economy. Are you going to respond to these things, emotionally? Are they doing anything to immediately take your life away? Okay, some of us may lose our jobs or our businesses may not work. But if we hold on to our happiness, that we can be peaceful through that situation, then the only thing that is lost is the job. And it gives us the opportunity to think clearly now then on forward movement in terms of how we can get another job or how we can revamp the defunct business and start fresh and start anew. And a lot of times we don't take the time to think about things like this because everything is in such an emotional state. So that peace factor is actually a very good first tool. It's establishing that, it's maintaining that. So how do we establish that? How do we maintain that? So many different ways, so many different techniques that we could discuss and go over. But one of the things that I teach to a lot of my clients is breath control. And some say, why is this so important in business? Why is this so important? Because that breath control allows you to slow down the emotion that is giving rise to that adverse situation. And it actually induces a sense of calm and a sense of peace where you can then move and think appropriately. I know I'm talking to a million of you, but ask yourself this question and raise your hand wherever you are. How many times have you gotten upset and you can't even remember why? Something happened, and the next thing you know, an event happened. You don't even remember what happened. It's because your brain shut down because you did not breathe. You stopped your breath short. You started to hyperventilate. You got extremely emotional. The energies rose. That is the opposite of peace. So when you practice breath control, slowing your breath down, even if it's just in counts of 4, breathe in through your nose, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out through your nose, 1, 2, 3, 4. And even if you just follow that cadence, not even out loud, mentally in your mind, it actually allows you to calm down in any situation. It does something to you physiologically that allows your brain to work better. So the ability to maintain healthy, peaceful responses to anything is the first step in empowering yourself toward the successful goals that you are trying to go through. The second one has to deal with how you see yourself, your self-image. Are you walking around seeing yourself successful? Are you walking around seeing yourself as someone who is a go-getter, is a winner, who everything they touch? How do you see yourself? Or do you see yourself as a failure? Do you see yourself as every time I touch something, no matter how hard I try, it just doesn't? Do you maintain a positive self-image of who you are in relation to your goals? Do you maintain a positive self-image of who you are in relation to you? Whether you're tapped into spirituality or you're just tapped into whatever it is that you are, how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself successful, or do you see yourself as a failure? Because how you see yourself is going to also dictate what you do, because everything is energy. So say you want to start a business as a motivational speaker and you've always been good at it. It's something that you get complimented on, and it is like, oh my God, I can really help people. I can motivate people. I can move people. But you don't see yourself as that. You're just doing it because somebody told you were good. That energy is going to come out of you. How you see yourself is how it's going to reflect when it comes out of you. And if you're not confident within who you are and your ability, it is going to show. And that will make or break your success. Because if you don't even believe that you are who you are and that you can do what you say and that there's nobody else in this world who can do it like you, they're not going to partake of your product or your service. So how you view yourself. And I just want to touch on, because I said product or service. Most people have service-based. They're doing some level of consulting, some level of speaking. It seems to be the wave now. A lot more people are getting into the space. Coaching, mentorship is actually quite lucrative depending on where your niche is within that space. But then you have people who have product. So you have a product. Do you believe in your product? Whatever it is that product is, you are that product. So when you speak about your product, how do you see yourself when you speak about your product? Do you see yourself owning that product? Do you see yourself speaking about that product the same way you would speak if you had a service that you were offering and you wanted everybody to know that you were the best one to give that service? It's the same thing with a product. I sell soap. Why do you want to buy my soap? My soap is the best soap. I don't care about Dove. I don't care about Ivory. I don't care about St. Ives, whatever is on the market. My soap is the one that you want. Why? I am going to talk what I see, that positivity. I am going to show you by how I carry myself, the energy that I put into that. I am my brand. I walk with that. So how do I see myself? Do I see myself as the ultimate best soap seller ever? Yes. Do I see myself as the ultimate unique product that is on the market? Absolutely. Am I going to articulate that through my speech, through my body language, through my thoughts? Totally. This is how I see myself. So whether it's a product or it is a service, how you see yourself in the space of what it is that you do is what comes out of you. So you're empowering yourself when you can truly see yourself. I challenge everybody to always make sure that you look in the mirror every day and you actually look at yourself. Like, really look at yourself. A lot of times people don't do that. You're starting this business, you're starting this next venture, you're starting this new career, you're going into, you're moving across country, whatever it is that you're doing that is going to excite you and move you. You're getting ready to graduate, you're getting that first job. How do you see yourself? How do you see yourself functioning? How do you see yourself showing up? Your self-image, look at yourself. Because if you can't even look at yourself to see the greatness in you, how do you think anybody else is going to be able to see it? It always starts with you. You are always the one common denominator in your life. It's not about what other people think. It's not about what other people say. It is about what you think and what you say. So that self-image that you bring to whatever it is that you're doing is your second step in empowering yourself. And if you're not peaceful enough, because I'm always going to tie these in, if you're not peaceful enough, if you can't see that, you know what, I'm happy just because I can be, then you're not going to be able to see yourself as happy. You're not going to be able to see yourself as positive. You're not going to be able to see yourself as someone who can get out there and do what it is that they're setting their mind on to do. The third thing is how you see what it is that you're doing in relation to the world. We see a lot of businesses, they come and they go up, they go down. We see a lot of careers, they fly in, they fly out. What is it that you really want to do with your life? How do you want to create an impact? What is your end goal? Whether you're starting a business or you're starting a career. What is it that you want to do? If it's just to make money, then that's not a career, that's a job. You can do whatever you want. If it's just to make money, then, you have some businesses that are, look, I'm just doing this because it makes money. And that's fine if that's really all you want. But if you're looking for something a little bit more out of life, a little bit something more out of what it is that you've got going on within you, then you're always going to make sure that your product or service creates a win-win scenario that is going to allow for you to win and someone else to win. That means that we're going to go back to the soap, example. If I am making a soap, why is this soap? Why do I want to push this soap? Just because? Or do I really believe that it is going to make a difference? It is natural. It's got fresh ingredients. It is hypoallergenic. It's not going to irritate your skin for at least 97% of people. It is going to give them this energy of euphoric release that is going to be oh so amazing as they're in their shower and they're washing. It's going to give them a sense of peace and calm. Who wouldn't want to take a shower like that? Or get in a bath with something like that, right? if that's the energy, then that's a win-win, because bath care, self-care is all the rave. People are stressed out. They are looking for ways to calm themselves. Same thing if you have a service. What is your service? How are you empowering people through your service? What are the things that you're doing with your service, right? Same way. Is it going to be a win-win? Are you doing this service just because you want to make money? Or are you doing a service because you truly see a need and you truly see something that can push someone else, empower them, uplift them? You have, one of the best businesses are service-based businesses. And service-based, not meaning that it's just a service, not a product, meaning that I am serving a need within the community that is going to make a difference, whether it is with a product or with a service. And a lot of times we don't necessarily think about that. We see the Amazons and we see the Microsofts and Googles and big money, big tech. And I'm not telling you, do not go for that. Absolutely. But how amazing would it be that even within that space, you're actually doing something that's going to be extremely beneficial for everyone and not just a small select few. So in order to assist in empowering your greatness, you have to, as far as I'm concerned, look for ways in which your product and or service and whatever it is that you're doing, your choice of career, is going to be of assistance not only to you, but to somebody else, a greater need. And that's the win-win. It's a million, gazillion, billion people in the world, but whatever your piece or your corner of that world is that you have impact on, that's an amazing piece for you to have of the puzzle to create impact. So how are you going to do that? What is going to be your win-win scenario within the rubric of what it is that you are trying to accomplish in this life while you are here? The next one is making sure that you're following your plan, your strategic plan for what it is that you're doing. It's okay to be peaceful. We need that. Important. It is important to have the right self-image. It is important to create the value set of the win-win scenario for your product and a service and the community that it is going to service. But you can't do that if you don't have a plan. And your plan has to be strategic. And it has to be in alignment with the goals that you set forth. So that means that you have to do some research. You have to put pen to paper. It cannot all be in your head. It has to come out of that beautiful space in between your ears, and it has to be written and or typed. So it's either pen to paper or finger to keys. But you got to get it out, and you got to start writing it, and you got to start outlining, and you do your research, and you create this amazing strategic plan. And then don't stray from it. Follow it. Follow it until you hit a roadblock. And when you hit that roadblock, that's because it's not wrong. It just needs to be tweaked. And a lot of people get discouraged when they hit the roadblock. But if you have it written out, then you can see it better. You can see the plan better. You can see ways in which you can add to it better. This is even if you're going to school. What schools do you want to go to? How are you going to outline the schools what are the things that you're looking for in a university or a college? What is it that you want for your life, and how are these specific institutions and their academic curriculum, as well as their extracurricular curriculum, going to help you along those goals? You got to write that out. You have to be intentional about what it is that you're doing. Entrepreneur, starting up a new business, business plan, but not the high and dry business plan. I mean, really dig deep into the weeds. It's not just, this is my executive summary. This is what I want to do. This is the population. No, it is truly a strategic plan. It is, this is what I want to do and why. This is how I see that I can do that. Because you want it to be specific to what you feel you can do, not what the industry says it should be. Because there's always these templated rubrics to follow for how you should function and start your business and create the idea. But when you use those templates, which they are good, it does stump you from being creative. And you want to be able to always tap into an out-of-the-box thought, because it's those out-of-the-box thoughts that a lot of times we see as the success stories that are businesses. But they wrote it down. They analyzed it. They played with it like a puzzle. I don't know if I'm outdating myself, but I don't remember if you remember the game Tetris. It used to be on a little Game Boy Color screen, and you had to strategically and creatively figure out how to maneuver those blocks into place in order to keep them from rising to the top. Strategy. So if you don't have strategy, if you don't have your strategic plan in place, if you don't have these things written out and you go back to it from time to time, it's not going to allow your greatness to come through. Because having something stuck in our head is a beautiful thing because it starts there, but it has to have a means of manifesting into the actual physical realm in order for you to be able to touch it. And you can't do that if you don't have a plan in place to guide you on where you're supposed to start and how you're supposed to get there. Next, we have interdependence and love. And go, what does that have to do with empowering your greatness? Because everything in the world is created based off of law and order. But it's not law and order like we see with the police. It's law and order based off of the paradigm of love. Because when you're able to love what you do, you're able to love others, you're able to generate that love for the world, to want to be able to manifest your project on your goal, you'll start to begin to see the interdependence in what it is that you want to do and the need that's out here in the world. Kind of ties in with the win-win effect of things, but a little different because it really synthesizes the whole view of what it is that you want to do. You sit back. I really love charity. I'm going to start a nonprofit. That's that love factor. How can I make a difference? How would this work? If I do this, how will it affect this? If it affects this, how will it then double back and domino into this? How can I give and give and give? And how can that then cycle back into more people? So you begin to look at how these things are interconnected, the different things that you want to do, how it can branch out. It can get extremely massive or it can be controlled. But in doing that and understanding that, you have to have a love for what it is that you're doing. You want to be able to give to something and really put your all into it. That allows you the vision of seeing how things are interconnected and how interdependent things are in the world. And then you can add that to your strategic plan that allows you to truly move forward with your goals. And this is not only with a business, this is just in life in general. You want to start a career. Okay, what is it that you want to do? How are you going to do that? What does that look like? What is your trajectory for growth and advancement? Why do you want to grow and advance? What is going to be the win-win outcome of you starting as entry level and making it all the way up to VP or CEO? How many people are you taking with you along your journey? How many people are you mentoring up as you're mentored up? How does me coming from here to there affect someone else? That's the interconnectedness and the interdependence of what it is that we do and how we want to do it. But if we don't love what we do, if we don't have an innate passion for what it is that we do, it doesn't allow us the vision to be able to see the whole in all its parts and how one thing can affect the other and what you can truly do from that. And that is why that is an important factor along the way. Another piece, which is the next, is focus. Focus on what? It's actually quite interesting. It's focus on all the things within you that will stop you from your goal, that will impede your goal from manifesting. It's focus on all those behaviors that we have that are self-sabotaging. And you focus on them so that you can change them and redirect them. That focus is like a knife and it cuts away. Because when you're focusing and it goes, did I just say, oh, I can't? No, I have to cut away with that. Let me focus on making sure that I don't repeat that statement ever again, because I can, and I will, and I have, and I've done. So it's a level of focus that is razor sharp because it slices away any negativity, that any obstacle that you put in your way that impedes you from your goal, from your journey. It doesn't empower you. It actually takes your power away. So you have to have that level of focus along your journey to empower yourself, to always remind yourself of your self-image, of your happiness, of your peace, of your thoughts around why you want to do this. What is it that you want to accomplish, that win-win? That thoughts that say, you know what, I hate this, as opposed to I love this. And I want to see, because I love this so much, I want to see how I can tie this into something greater than me and push that forward. So when people say, oh, you know, I'm so focused on my goal. No, focus on yourself. Focus on your development of you. Focus on how to make you a better person along the way. How to take those thoughts and ideas and feelings and emotions and totally eradicating them, cutting them out. By doing that, it will allow you to focus on what you have in front of you. Because we take for granted that we're focusing, then there's so many other things happening, and we're not realizing that because we didn't take the time to focus on our development, our upliftment from an emotion over something that could literally overtake our senses and actually take our focus away from what we have in front of us. So we have to start thinking a little bit differently about how we move with intention and what that looks like. The next thing is choice. What we choose to do will empower us. And that choice is different for everybody. So what is it that you're choosing to do? And actually, your choice falls in line with your strategic plan, right? It falls in line with how you view yourself. It falls in line with what it is that you want to do. You're going to choose to focus on that and nothing else. What is your choice? What is your choice of focus? What is your choice for a career? What is your choice? You have to be so ingrained in your choice, so matter of fact about what it is that you're choosing to do, that you're going to stick with it. Because if you don't, you're going to keep flip-flopping. And you're never going to be able, you're never going to be able to really move forward and execute on anything because you keep changing your mind. So what are you choosing to do? Are you choosing to be peaceful and happy, that you can be at peace so that you can focus on your goal? Or are you choosing to be upset and chaotic that you haven't quite figured it out yet? It's taking so long. Are you choosing to look at yourself as this positive entity in the world that can make a difference and make a change? Or are you choosing to look at yourself as a failure and someone who can never get it done? Are you choosing to really look at life in a way that you're going to be able to create an impact in a win-win situation? Or are you choosing to just kind of look out for yourself and just say, screw the world, I'm going to get mine by any means necessary, and I don't care? Are you choosing to plan, to be strategic about what it is that you want, to really do the research and dig into everything that you need? Or you're just going to wing it? It's like, I got the idea. It's up here. I'll wing it. Are you choosing to love so strongly what it is that you want to do that you allow yourself to visualize and dream about how it is going to encompass everyone and everything that you can touch that is within your reach in a positive way? Or again, are you kind of just out for yourself because it looks good and I can make a lot of money off of it, and I really don't care if it's harmful to anybody, or what the repercussions are 10 to 12 layers down, I'm just going to do it? Are you choosing to focus on are you really choosing to focus on what it is that you have in front of you, who you are, the energies that you possess, all the good traits, and making sure that none of those bad traits come into the mix that's going to derail you from your focus? That is choice. And when you choose to do things the right way and you stick to that plan, that choice is so empowering. And you'll know it. The next one is power of the visual. How many of you sit down and really visualize what you want? Not in the future, but visualize it like it is happening now, right now, in real time. That is powerful. Don't think about tomorrow. Tomorrow's not here yet. Don't think about yesterday. It already left. Think about right now, ever present. So I want to start this business. Visualize that business being right now. If that business was today, what would that look like? And what would I be doing? And those are the things you think about and you function and you execute on today. And you hold on to that visual. You hold on to that visual tightly. And you see it. And then when tomorrow comes and tomorrow is today, you continue with that same visual and the same actions that are going to push you forward. You never think about tomorrow until tomorrow gets here, because when tomorrow gets here, you're in today. Always. So today is tomorrow is today. Always in the now, always in the ever present. That visual that you hold for your goal is what empowers your goal. And not just the visual of the now, but a joyful visual of it. That joy power is one of the most powerful entities in the world. That emotion of joy. When you sit there and you can joyfully visualize yourself successful at what it is you're doing. I'm sitting here speaking to you now. Guess what? In the now, I saw myself joyfully giving this speech and talking to you. I saw it this morning. I saw it before I got on. I'm sitting here in a client space with one of my clients, and I said, I have to take a break. I have to give this talk. They said, you seem so happy and just so joyful. Absolutely. It's in the now. And when you can have that level of conviction, that brings out the success in you and for what it is. And it drives all the way back up those other things that we spoke about. And that even gives you a sense of peace. It gives you a sense of confidence. It affects your self-image. It allows you to see why what it is that you want to do, whether it is in career or business, is so important, not only for you, but for other people. And it allows you to focus because you're focusing not on any of the negativity, focusing on the fact that this is the most joyful thing that I have in my life, and I really want to execute it. So I'm thinking about it now. It is happening now. I don't care if it hasn't happened. Act like it is. Visualize it like it is already done. And see yourself joyfully dancing and doing something that shows that it is a success. And do that every single day. Every day that it is now, you're going to do that. And that leads into the next thing. And that is the power of your thoughts and your words. So there's visual thought, and then there's word thought. Now, sometimes you're not necessarily seeing an image, but you're hearing words in your mind. What are those words saying? How are you empowering yourself through your words? What are the things that you are speaking about? How are you uplifting yourself? What is the rubric that you have of the power of word that you are putting in you? If you're spiritual and it's the Bible, maybe it's a passage that you repeat over and over and over. If it's, a meditation or a truism or affirmation, it's something, that thought of that word that's saying, I am worthy, I am successful, I am all that I need to be, I am empowering. It is those things. What are you focusing on? What are the words that you're using to empower yourself? What are they? Ask yourself, write them down. Really start to think about that. Take a minute. Okay, that wasn't really a minute, but take a longer minute and really say, hey, how do I speak to myself? How do I really think? What are the words that I use? How am I articulating this to me? What does that truly, truly look like? Right? When you sit down and the thoughts start coming in and you're like, oh, I wonder, and your eyes are rolling up in your head and you're like, could I really do this? Or is that thought, I got this. I'm going to make this happen. And if I hit a roadblock, that's okay. That's just God's way of saying, no problem. I have to redirect you a little bit and put you back on course because you just strayed a little bit. And you go, you know what? I appreciate that opportunity. It's not even a challenge. It's not even an adversity. Choose your words. Choose your thoughts. I could lose my job today. I can lose this contract and they say, I'm not going to pay you. Okay. Thank you so much for, utilizing my services for the time that you did. I really appreciated this opportunity. I've learned so much from you. And guess what? I'm going to get another contract. I'm going to get another client. I'm going to get another assignment. It is going to happen. So what am I telling myself? Oh no, I lost this contract. What am I going to do about money? No, that's not the thought that I'm going to have. That goes into the visual. That goes into the focus. That goes into your choice. What you're choosing to do, what you're choosing to follow, what you're choosing to focus on. So watch those thoughts. Watch those words that you say to yourself. And watch the words that you take in from others. They're not your words. They're not your energy. It's their energy. It's their words. They have no effect on you unless you allow it. Remember, that peace and that happiness for the ability to be at peace and control that yourself helps to block all of that away so that you can really move toward what it is that you're trying to do. And then the second to last one is the power of transformation. And you're thinking about all of things. We talked about holding on to that peace and being happy because you control that. Nobody else can take that from you. I don't care where you are in the worst of situations. You got people across countries that live in places that you would be like, oh my God, I would die. And they're the happiest people that you have ever seen, because it's not about what's outside of you. So how do you transform yourself into this amazing being? You sit down and you meditate. You script what you want to look like. And you take the time to breathe and to slow yourself down and to take all of these images, take the peace, take the happiness, take the joy, take the visuals of the win-win, take the love, take the focus, and you transform yourself into a walking being of that. You take 30 minutes, it's 24 hours in a day, 8 of those you sleep. And if you're lucky, you're sleeping 8. Most of the time, you're sleeping 6. So that's still, out of 24 hours, leaves what? 18 hours in a day. You're working, you're riding the train, you're focusing, you're doing all these things. Take 30 minutes out of that. Sit down in a nice clean space, no sounds, no smells, and breathe. And really allow yourself to go into trance with the image of you transforming into this amazing, empowered being that is going to go out here and rock the world with what it is that they are trying to do and accomplish. And just do that every day for 21 days. I promise you, you will turn into a whole new person. You will shock yourself, and one day you'll go, did I say that? Because the words that are going to start to come out, the images that you're going to start to see, the things that you want to do, how you speak to yourself, how you respond to yourself, and then how that goes into others. How that's going to go into your product, how that's going to go into your service, how that's going to go into how you engage with your teachers, how that's going to pull people in if you're in school to want to mentor you and build you up. Because you've transformed yourself. You literally sat in trance and you have this phenomenal script of all these 9 things that I said before this. And you're going to put that for 30 minutes every day into your mind and see it and speak it and be it in such a way. And you're going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. That Rashida lady was on to something. I promise you. And the last thing is your physical environment. There is power in your physical environment. And the power comes from the fact that you create your physical environment. And you create that through your mind. When I started my businesses, I was living in a studio apartment with my children and my husband at the time. Studio, yeah. It was 2 kids running around, no space. My husband at the time, watching TV, loud, sports, screaming, ah! And I'm sitting there on this little computer, and I'm like, no, I'm going to create the environment that I need. And I didn't allow the chaos that was happening around me to block me. So there is power in how you perceive your physical space to be able to work. There were days where I went to the library and I would just sit there and work. There were days when I went to the park and I would sit there and work. I created the space when there wasn't any. I didn't see it as a limitation. And the reason why I put that on the list of the ways that you empower yourself as the final 11th one is because that is what you need. You need to be able to focus your energy, and you need to be able to focus on how to create that space that you need to succeed. You can't let anything get in the way.
Wow. Amazing, Rashida. Create the space that you need. That's just one of the things that I took away from the conversation. You talked about things just being really critical in the space of making sure that we own our brand. And I think I shared some of the chats with you from some of our viewers from around the world. One of our viewers in the Philippines says, she said, we are our own brand, so we must always embody what our brand stands for. Powerful. Absolutely. And that's what you gave to the world. So wow, I want to thank you for sharing that. So how can people connect with you? What's the best way to contact you, and what's next?
Oh, the best way to contact me is really simple. Email is best. Empowered, EMPOWERED.great@gmail.com. You can also visit me on my website at Empower Great, EMPOWERGREAT.com. And then my number is there as well on the website. You can call and or you can email, and I always get back to everybody within 24 to 48 hours.
Fantastic. I'm loving that. And listen, thank you for sharing your information, but I cannot let you go without sharing this comment. The remarkable, amazing, intelligent, and beautiful host of the Kim Jacobs Show, Kim Jacobs herself, said that is so important not to allow the chaos around you to block you. Where did you get that from?
Honestly, I got that from my life. It really is just a journey in my life. You grow up in the Bronx during the 80s. I don't need to say anymore for those who knows exactly what that time was.
I'm a Jersey girl, so I know.
And there was just so much happening. And my mother and my father focused us, and they just said, you are not this environment, and you will always be great no matter who you are, no matter where you go, and no matter what you do. They said some of the greatest people come out of the most horrible spaces because they never let that space take over them.
Awesome. And you also shared focus. And I want to thank you for sharing that, because it is critical for people to focus.
Absolutely.
And why is it a key component that you added to your presentation about focus? And I want to thank Kim Jacobs from the Kim Jacobs Show for sharing that. Please.
Focus, because we allow too many distractions. And sometimes we are our own distraction.
Yes.
Sometimes it's not about the external, it's about what's internal. That's why I said focus from a perspective of chopping away at what we're doing, how we need to fix the things within us. A lot of times we don't realize that it starts with us. We're always so quick to look outside of us for the things that are blocking our blessings, but we never take the time to take a step back and say, hey, what did I do? What did I say? How am I being that will, that blocked what I was trying to do, that derailed me off my course?
Wow. And I always tell people, take those notes, because you gave us golden inspiration and life-changing information and focus. So I want to invite all of you to connect with Rashida and make sure you focus on the fact that genius is common. And Rashida, I'll see you on the other side.
I'll definitely see you there.
Thank you again.
You're welcome.
Wow. Rashida Frazier came in and she rocked the house. She gave us so many mind-boggling concepts that we can really harness to really change the way we do business as people of color all around the world, and help our youngsters do business in a different way and in a different light that's going to empower them and uplift them. It's without question. The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo, it's a fundraiser for students. And you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App that's rolling right below the screen. The $ BBX USA is where you want to go. Again, the $ BBX USA is where you want to go. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. And you can be a student that can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. And it doesn't matter the amount, because guess what? Every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate. Donate to this movement. Donate to helping a young person change their life. Donate to this scholarship fund that's life-changing. And we want to thank all of our moderators that are a part of this amazing movement. We want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for November 2022. NC 100, Black Leaders Worldwide, Growth Empowerment Motivation Support, LLC, Executive Women's Success Institute, Sweetheart Mitchell Collection, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Creative Force Studios, Work the Thing Supplements, Lotus Richey Coaching and Consulting, and the Lotus Richey Ignite Show, Business Group Network, Stocks versus Sneakers, First Atlantic Insurance, Moody Capital, BHS Associates, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Margie McLean Foundation, Live Shackle Free, Uniquely Different Enterprises, Technical Consulting, Black Multiverse Enterprises, LLC, Genius is Common, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Hello, my name is Rochelle. I am 11 years old, and my genius is entrepreneurship, and my genius is comedy. I have been hard at work, and my genius said the age of 8 when I asked my parents to buy me an ice cream cart for my 8th birthday. Why? Because I love ice cream, and I knew that 99.9% of the world loves ice cream too. I started my business because I wanted to make my own money, give to my school's missionary, help my family, and buy my own toys. While working in my genius, I have learned a lot about business and what it takes to be successful. I quickly learned that hard work, determination, and perseverance are the standard qualities you need to succeed. However, in my 4 years as a business owner, I have learned things that you can't learn from a book, like the true meaning of customer service. Great customer service is how you sincerely say thank you to each person who spends their money with you. learned that there are more people praying for me to succeed than those who are not. I have learned that people are always watching and are expecting great things from me. I can't imagine letting them down. I have learned that I must lift as I rise, and that I must be my brother's keeper. I have learned that it is very important to give back to the people, the causes, and the community where I live. I have also learned that once I become a billionaire, I will be well on my way to becoming a billionaire and to changing the world by providing jobs and opportunities to others. I'm Boshell, the little icing cube, and my genius is coming.
This is Dr. Arnold T. Petsworth. Yes, that's his given name. No, don't look into it. He's the owner of Petsworth Vet World, a veterinary clinic in Hopton, Connecticut. His patients include dog, cat, turtle, cat, turtle, frog, hamster, fish,
Goldie?
dog, and this alpaca. Due to doctor-patient confidentiality, we can't tell you their names. Business at Vet World was steady, and then quarantine hit. Neighbors on every lane, drive, and even a few cul-de-sacs brought new four-legged friends into their homes. Bunnies. Bunnies.
You guys are so cute.
Bunnies.
You are so cute.
Bunnies.
You're so cute.
Bunnies everywhere. A lifelong lover of Laporte, Dr. Petsworth welcomed these new patients with open arms.
Hi, how you doing? How is she? Did you meet Jackie? Jackie, Barbara, Jackie? This is Betsy.
The only problem? There were more appointments than he could manage.
Yes, I'm gonna get to you. Give me a second. We're gonna get you in real soon. Don't worry, all right? And then...
That's when Dr. Petsworth turned to his American Express business card, which offers spending potential that's built for his changing business needs. He decided to hire a new assistant, Julio, who's actually more of a bird guy. But that's just between us. And with spending power built for business purchases, he used his card to furnish a new exam room with extra tail space. Together, Dr. Petsworth, Julio, and American Express Business made sure all the pets of Hopton got the love and care they deserved.
All right, Julio, man, that was great, man.
And everyone was happy. Especially these guys. Get the card built for business by American Express.
I'd like you to imagine with me, if you will, opening an app where you can collaborate with like-minded individuals from around the world, get inspiration and in-app tools to launch and grow your business, as well as share your knowledge and earn compensation, all in one app. Well, the name of that app is Truso, short for Truly Social. Hi, I'm Matthew Newman, the founder and CEO of Truso. A new concept in social media, Truso is designed from the ground up to be a platform that's both social and empowering for all its users. How exactly do we do that? I'm glad you asked. First, Truso brings the world together via video. Psychologists assert that video provides a significantly more effective connection than audio only. When you enter a community on Trusso, you're face to face. Second, on Trusso, you don't have to have 1 million followers to monetize. Our business model allows all hosts and moderators to monetize, no matter the size of your following, by 1, producing fee-based content, and 2, inviting others to join the platform as subscribers. Even more, Trusso has an in-app resource library with over 100 free resources, forms, and documents to help you build your brand and grow your business. Third, Trusso is inclusive. The deaf and hard of hearing communities make up 360 million people worldwide. Unlike audio-only apps, Trusso embraces this community, providing a networking platform that allows them to participate via video and closed captioning. We even have a deaf and hard of hearing foundation in the works as well. Fourth, Trusso is both social and safe. We refer to Trusso as a virtual extension of the beauty shop, barbershop, and brainchild of the community. A place where there's laughter, along with wisdom, growth-oriented conversation, and genuine connections in a safe space. Trusso even has proprietary security to ensure we maintain a safe environment for everyone. Where are we at now? Trusso is live, y'all. We've launched in beta and we're acquiring users daily. We have an incredible development and marketing team, plus amazing celebrity influencers at the table, helping us spread the word around the globe, beginning within the African diaspora and beyond by creating a safe space for growth, connection, and collaboration. We're truly excited about Trusso. We've created something special for which there is a global market. And we invite you to embark on this journey with us as a shareholder. The future for Trusso is truly bright. Join us and let's go there together.
This is Dr. Arnold T. Petsworth. Yes, that's his given name. No, don't look into it. He's the owner of Petsworth Vet World, a veterinary clinic in Hopton, Connecticut. His patients include dog, cat, turtle, cat, turtle, frog, hamster, fish,
Goldie?
dog, and this alpaca. Due to doctor-patient confidentiality, we can't tell you their names. Business at Vet World was steady, and then quarantine hit. Neighbors on every lane, drive, and even a few cul-de-sacs brought new four-legged friends into their homes. Bunnies. Bunnies.
You guys are so cute.
Bunnies.
You are so cute.
Bunnies.
You're so cute.
Bunnies everywhere. A lifelong lover of Laporte, Dr. Petsworth welcomed these new patients with open arms.
Hi, how you doing? How is she? Did you meet Jackie? Jackie, Barbara, Jackie? This is Betsy.
The only problem? There were more appointments than he could manage.
Yes, I'm gonna get to you. Give me a second. We're gonna get you in real soon. Don't worry, all right? And then...
That's when Dr. Petsworth turned to his American Express business card, which offers spending potential that's built for his changing business needs. He decided to hire a new assistant, Julio, who's actually more of a bird guy. But that's just between us. And with spending power built for business purchases, he used his card to furnish a new exam room, with extra tail space. Together, Dr. Petsworth, Julio, and American Express Business made sure all the pets of Hompton got the love and care they deserved.
All right, Julio, man, that was great, man.
And everyone was happy, especially these guys. Get the card built for business by American Express.
Hello, this is Israel, and I am CEO of Daydreams Interactive and author of Princess Planet. So, genius is common, and as a kid, I loved to daydream. Even as an adult, I love to daydream. And when my daughter became 6 and loved princess characters, but we just could not find the diversity that showed her, we created our own characters. So, for instance, you have Princess Nulu right here. Princess Nulu is from Uganda, and her genius is that she loves to take care of animals. She can actually even listen and hear what they say. And then we have Princess Isabella right here. Princess Isabella, she's from Cuba, and her genius is biochemistry. One day she hopes to eliminate disease. Then we have Princess Nia right here, and Princess Nia is based off of my daughter, and she is what she wants to be, the greatest dancer alive. So that's her genius. So what's your genius? My genius is my imagination. Genius is common.
Are you aware that showing off your expertise can gain customers and position you as an expert in your industry? Consumers need confidence to purchase, so let us showcase your knowledge by interviewing you for a 3 to 5 minute video. We'll position you as an industry expert with a customized interview style video, and for a limited time, we'll cover all production costs. Click this ad or call now for all the information. You'll want to experience the same 5-star service our customers love. So take advantage of this one-time offer. Click this ad or contact us now.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
No, it shouldn't be. Hey, all right. And we are back. Good afternoon, business owners and entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome back to the Black Business Network. My name is Dr. Lotus Richer. I'm the owner and CEO of Lotus Richer Coaching and Consulting. And of course, your phenomenal and amazing show host for the Lotus Richer Ignite Show. I am your business moderator for this afternoon on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. And we've got someone else that's coming to inspire you. And so as I bring on our next guest, I encourage you, please share this broadcast out. And if you are loving what you've heard thus far, go ahead and put a 4 in the comment block to your left, to your right, above you, or around you, because we want to know that you're enjoying what we're sharing, because we want to give you great value. So speaking of great value, let me tell you about our next speaker. Her name is Lisa Santiago McNeil. Born in New York City, raised in the Bronx, Lisa lives in Charlotte, North Carolina with her amazing purpose partner and husband, Brian K. McNeil. From beginning to end, her story is about purpose. Yours, hers, and ours. There is a time and a purpose and a season for everything under the sun. And she has experienced life from so many different vantage points. And in each age and stage of her life, she has dedicated to move forward and make the best out of every situation. She's dedicated her life to that by just a simple decision to do better and be better. And she's going to help us learn more about how all of that is possible. Please welcome Lisa Santiago McNeil.
Thank you.
Hello. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Hello, Dr. Lotus. I am blessed and highly favored, excited to be on the platform today with you.
Fantastic. We are pleased, plumbed, and fantastically fired up to have you on with us today. And I can't wait for you to start sharing your love and light with us. And again, we welcome you and we thank you. And we know that there's nothing that you can't do, because you've got some genius in you, Miss Lisa. And I know that genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm going to tell you this is a powerful platform, and genius is common. But here's what's uncommon about it. This is something that many of us have decided to do for one reason or another. And I think many of us have done it simply out of not knowing what else to do. And that's pretending that you are, or that you know, or that you have something that you don't yet have. A lot of times we've been known as a people to pretend. We've even been taught to pretend. We've been taught to fake it till you make it. We've been taught to not share everything with everybody. But right now, today, I'm telling you that we're going to get out of faking it. We're going to get out of pretending. We're going to assess the situation, and we're going to find out exactly what we are and whose we are. If it is all right with you, we are going to take a journey. We're going to take a journey in time through the Bible, because much of the lessons that we need in business and in life are already laid out for us in the Word of God. Now, normally these messages are messages you're going to hear in church on Sunday, that you're going to hear at Sabbath on Saturday. But I'm going to tell you that the Word of God is something to stand on, to sustain you throughout your life, not only on Saturday or Sunday or Wednesday night, but every single day. And I'm going to take us, if you will, in a journey where this woman of God was dealing like many of us are dealing with right now. We're reaching the end of our year, and many people right now have had a trying 2022. 2022 may have been difficult for a lot of people. They have gone through 2022, may have even felt like the longest year that ever was, because it's almost like 2020, 2021, and 2022 were all rolled together, and they're finally going to end now with the ending of 2022. But here's the thing. A lot of us are just sucking it up. We're just getting strong. We're just trying to be strong about it, right? But the truth of the matter is we need to get to a place where we are willing to cry out. Cry out? Why do I want to cry out? Why do I want to let people know that there is something that's weighing on me, that's hurting me, or that I need help with? Understand, I am not necessarily telling you that you need to cry out to others. Understand that you also need to cry out to God. But let me just clarify. The reason for crying out is twofold. One is to let God know what you need, but it's also to let your neighbors know what you need, your community know what you need. And actually, I might even dare say it's threefold, because once you receive what you need, and you will receive it, and I'm going to show you how, when, and where as we journey through the Word of God together, understand now you will have the opportunity to bear witness. You will get to be a witness for somebody else that might be going through something that you are going through or have gone through and come out of, and now need to rely on the strength that you had so that they can get through the circumstances that they are going through. If you don't mind, we are going to go ahead and label today's topic, what's in your hand, if that's all right. What's in your hand? Now, this particular message is one that I have embraced for years. And every time I revisit the scripture, every time I revisit the Word of God, he gives another bit of revelation. I'm going to try not to leave anything out that he's already given, but I'm sure that he is going to enlighten us with something else today. What is in your hand? We are going to come from the scripture in the Old Testament, because those examples have come to make us stronger, wiser, and to encourage us moving forward, knowing that we have an even greater example now in the present. Amen. But starting with 2 Kings chapter 4, verses 1 through 7, we know that there was a situation. This particular scripture, and I'm not going to read the entire scripture. You can go back and read it at your own time. This particular scripture is about a woman whose husband has died, and she is in debt, so much so that the creditors are about to come and take her children. Dr. Lotus, are you coming to join me? Amen. You're on mute.
Yes, let me turn my mic. Turn my mic back on. So listen, I love that you're sharing so much from the heart space of how we can use what the Most High is teaching us and incorporate that in our business. And so what we want to learn from you is, how have you utilized what you've learned, and how has your business grown as a result of what you've done? Because let's face it, you come from the Bronx. I'm a Jersey lady. So nobody's opening doors saying, yeah, you get a pass. You worked hard to get to where you're at. You worked hard to get to your purpose. So can you talk to us about the purpose in your business?
I'm not sure where you want me to go and what you think that I am not or that I am not going to share with you. But I promise you that the word of God is what brought me through. I came from New York, and the purpose of my mission, my company is Empowerment Publishing and Multimedia. That is to share the stories of overcoming that God has done in individuals' lives, that they are now able to utilize to help someone else to get through what they went through faster, easier, and better.
So
Okay?
wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm hearing this right. What you're saying is that people are going to struggle in business. People are going to struggle in life, but it's the faith that they hold on to that helps them get through the difficulties in life. And that's what we want to hear about.
The faith is not what got you through. The fact that you got through the difficulty in and of itself is what created the strength in you that you may not even know that you had.
Mm-hmm.
You had the ability and the perseverance to get through the different circumstances in your life so that you could arrive at the destination that you're in spite of every choice that you made, in spite of the situation that you chose, whether you chose drugs, whether you chose sex, whether you chose whatever you chose, you still made it through because there was a purpose and a calling on your life. Now, I understand that this particular subject may not be one that is welcome for a Monday afternoon because you think that there's a different backstory that needs to come. But I'm going to tell you that I know personally that there were situations that I saw in my life occurring that I thought that I did not want, did not understand, or did not have enough of. And the truth was that I needed to assess those situations so that I could gain the fact that they were strength, they were knowledge, they were understanding in order to use them to carry me to the next place. Now, those places and stages in our life allow us to manifest who we are. In this particular scripture that I'm taking through, and we can parallel it with my own life. There were places that I thought that there was not enough. Just like in this woman's life, she didn't think she had enough. There were things that I thought coming from humble beginnings that there was not enough. There was not enough food. There was not enough love. There was not enough protection in my life. Those things were evaluated visually. But when you assess them with the anointing of the Holy Spirit, you can understand that you have more than enough. You have more than enough that you need.
So hold on.
That others can even observe.
Hold on, because this is getting great. Because I remember when I couldn't walk unaided, and I thought that life was over for me. But I realized that not only did I have enough, but my higher self, the Most High, had enough. So those of you that resonate with what Lisa's saying, we want you to put a number 12 in the comment block. So Lisa, I want to thank you for letting me come in for a moment. And I just want you to continue with what you're sharing, because I must say that my life has been changed. And it's without question what you're saying is powerful. It's without question what you're saying is changing some lives all around the world.
It's all right. We could go ahead and save the power and the strength for Sunday mornings, because there are some people that think that they can only allow the anointing in on Sunday mornings. And we can take the story that you have to tell now, take the story that you want me to share right now, which is my personal testimony, and I can share it all over the lands. Understand that every part of who and what you are is intended to create who and what you shall be. Not just for you. That's the whole point. It's not for you. It is for everyone that is connected to you, whether you know them or not. It is so that they can learn from you, so that they can understand how to continue to push forward, even though it doesn't feel like they have enough, even though it doesn't feel like they can tell their end from their beginning. Understand the truth is there. It is waiting for them. And when I tell you, when you come from a circumstance where you were continually told that you were not enough, when you were continually told that you don't have enough, when you are continually mishandled because people do not understand the power that you are, they do not understand the anointing that is on your life, understand that it is in those circumstances that the humility must come in.
And now remember this, everybody. Hold on. Remember this. We start off Mondays with power. Not just on Sundays, but every day. Lisa, take it away. Thank you so much.
I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here today. I'm going to reassess right now, and I'm going to walk in the door with the anointing that is on my life. I know that there are so many of you that are right now dealing with circumstances that you do not understand what's going on, that someone may be trying to tell you to do things other than the way that God has told you to do them or be them. Understand, humility is real. It is a characteristic that is necessary to continue to move through life in the way that God will have you to be. Understand that he uses the simple things to confound the wise. Right now, knowing what you have to work with, knowing what's in your hands right now, make an assessment. Make an assessment. Who do I need to connect with? What do I need to talk to them about? How do I need to submit myself to what it is that they offer right now so that I can connect to the greatness that already exists and bring about the greatness that is within me? Understand seeking clarity. Understand seeking clarity will allow you to gain wisdom from these situations. And when I work with my clients, when I work with those who have a story that they need to tell the world because they went through something that no one can believe, that they went through something that they wish that there was somebody who could help them to go through that circumstance when they were going through it. Now they've made it to the other side, and the only thing that they desire is to make sure that no one else goes through what they went through on their own. I help them to align that with a process that they can now use to write their book, tell their story, and be able to help others who are in need to come to the conclusion that they need something from them. It is in that help that I provide you with the clarity that is necessary to bring out the truth in you so that that truth can make you free. Understand, it is the wisdom that God gave you through each one of these experiences that you must deal with, that you have to now take those steps that you have shared, that God has shared with you, and use them to go from 1 to 2 to 3. Understand, you first have to understand what you went through, why you went through it, and how you got through it. And then you take those steps that you went through and you repurpose them to assist others to understand where you came from, because those who are dealing with the situations that you have dealt with, they are the ones who are going to need you the most. And then how long do you want to suffer with that? Making sure that people understand that, yes, they went through it, but it is not intended for them to stay there or to stay in it. With Empowerment Publishing Multimedia, we help you to get through your story, flesh it out so that you don't leave any residue behind, understanding that even the detrimental parts, even the parts that make you continue to wish that they never happened, those are the particular parts that are necessary to help others to bring about the change that they desire in their lives. And then taking all of that and manifesting it into a space where understanding can happen, where people can take the reality of that truth and now be able to fit themselves into the different spaces so that they can step by step get through the journey that they are dealing with in those pain points and make it to the other side. Every single one of us desires to make it out of what we may be in. But in all honesty, until you face what you are dealing with, until you face the truth of the circumstance that you are dealing with, you may be unable to persist. That's where you get help. That's where you become the help you needed, and that's where you get help. That's where I get to come in and help you to turn around, reassess, and take those steps to move out the door from where you are. Understanding that every part of the process is specially designed for where you might be in it. Not where she might be, not where he might be, but where you might be. As a spiritual director, helping you to make clear and concise, under the wisdom of God, what it is that you are dealing with will allow you to gain the wisdom that you really need. Now, I must say, I don't know if Dr. Lotus is still in the background, but Dr. Lotus, if you will come back on in the room, and if you will further direct how you would like me to proceed, because at this moment I have had to reshift, and I can do it, and I can stand here before you, but I have to tell you that I'm also being led by the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit is not on one accord with where I am right now.
Hey there. All right. So I was listening and taking notes. So I missed a little bit about what you said. So please reiterate what you just shared. You talked about the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit is leading you in a direction.
Yes, the Holy Spirit is leading me in a direction. And some of this time and scheduling changing and everything that went on is not in alignment with what I am supposed to be doing with you on today. And I respect that. So I need to regroup, and I need to understand what it is that you want me to bring forth, because my message was for Sunday morning, and my understanding was what God was trying to lead me to give. And I understand that you were redirecting it for what it is that you wanted for today's show. And I want to be in alignment with that, but I need to recover from that.
So let me tell you this, first and foremost, you're in alignment. Okay, you're in alignment because you're saying what the Most High is giving you to share today. That's all I can say, because this is what I know in my personal life. I can't say what Lisa wants me to say. I have to say what the Most High has given me to say. And if the Holy Spirit has given you to share this today, it's somebody around the world that need to hear this message.
I knew that, but that wasn't the direction that you were just giving me.
No, that's not the direction that I'm supposed to take the show in, because we're set up in a certain way. But here's the thing that I love about the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is about inspiring our young people, inspiring our entrepreneurs. And so what I just heard you say is that God has given you a message that you're supposed to get out to some entrepreneur, to some young person that we may never see, that we may not know. So you got to give that message. You got to give that message.
Amen. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here. I'm grateful for what God is allowing.
To have you.
Amen. Thank you very much. I want the young. First of all, my ministry is for grown women. It is not for children. They can go ahead and reassess it to the children if they feel that or see the need. But I'm going to tell you that grown women face a deficit. Grown women face a deficit because they are pouring of themselves, and there is so often very little people that are pouring into them. Exactly. We know that they are the ones that are feeding our youth, and we are grateful for that. But oftentimes they have allowed themselves to be depleted.
Exactly.
And what I am here is to remind them that you are not depleted. You have a source, and that sometimes that source is going to require that you cry out from the truth of where you are, not from the place of being an imposter or imposter syndrome. Those things come from emptiness. That's what that comes from, emptiness. When we show up in imposter syndrome, it's because we got so much fake on top of fake on top of fake that there's nothing there. It's a shell.
And Lisa, let me say this, because this is so powerful, because I just had this type of conversation the other night on another broadcast. Oh, it's getting good right now. It's getting good right now. So Lisa, you talked about emptiness and the imposter and the empty shell. The other night we talked about empty leadership. And you said that you work with women and inspire women. How does what you do help women prevent themselves from having that empty leadership?
I help them to find their truth and stand in their truth. Understand that you cannot not be who you are.
Hello.
You cannot not be what you are going through. The truth is, who and what you are is real, true, and exact. And it simply must be nourished and nurtured. And you can only do that by standing in and telling the truth. So helping you to get there will allow you to move forward. If you're hungry and you keep saying, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, you're never going to get filled.
That's right.
You got to show up in a place where you are transparent and telling the truth about your situation. Yep. But that is not one that we are often coaxed to do. We're often told that we just show up. You fake it till you make it. You put your best foot forward, all of those things. Yep. But there needs to be a place, there needs to be an opportunity that you can show up in your true vulnerability and get what you need.
And get what you deserve, because you don't deserve to be depleted. You deserve to be empowered and enriched, but it all starts from the inside. So let me ask you this, Lisa. When you help women, what have you found as far as when a woman is empowered in her business, in her life? First in life, let's talk about that. In her life, how does that allow her to empower her family first, her church, and her business?
Ultimately, that's what it's all about. Is when you get empowered, you now have the ability to give back. And so many people there's so many broken people, hurting people, because they are pouring in from nothing. Mm-hmm. They are pouring in from emptiness. They are pouring in consistently without allowing themselves to be filled. We have got to be filled first. And the only way we can get filled is to admit when we are empty. Mm-hmm. By helping them to find their truth. Mm-hmm. By helping them to find their truth, it allows those who may be dealing with similar circumstances, to find them or find their tribe, if you will, to finally allow them all to then elevate together.
Yes,
it is what's happening in a lot of ways. It's what's happening through the millennials and through a lot of the people that are after. They're saying, look, time out. I'm tired of this fakeness. I'm tired.
That's the truth.
Pretending. Mm-hmm. I'm tired of acting like what goes on inside the house stays in the house. Mm-hmm. I need you to understand that this is what's happening. Uncle so-and-so is not right. Grandpa is not right. Whatever circumstance is not right. The situations that are wrong. Mental health needs to be helped. It doesn't just need to be prayed about.
It doesn't just need to be mental. It really needs to be helped, because sometimes when we're getting this, what we call mental health, we're really not getting it. So we stay in the problem, in the mental mindset of lack. And I love that you talked about leadership, and you lead women to be connected with their innermost self, to understand who they are, whose they are, and that they can do anything that they put their mind to it. How did you come about doing what you do in your business?
The same way that I help the other women that come about. What I am is the coach's coach. And where I came from is my own journey. My first book, best-selling author, Discovering Your Why, is facing the truth about who and what I was and where I came from. What was going on in my life and who I was born from and to and what had happened in my life did not determine who and what I am. It simply determined the course that I took to get where I was going.
So when we say you can't let where you come from define where you're going to.
You can't. You allow yourself to be held back. You will allow yourself to be trapped in what they say about you, in what they have said about you, or even what you thought about you, because you didn't always have your own thoughts. Your thoughts were shaped by the voices that were around you and by the things that people said around you. That's why it's so important to go back to the word and to be reminded of who and what you are and what you have access to.
Well, Lisa, let me say this. In a couple of my books that I've written, I talk about the theys. So it's profound that you would say what they say, because a lot of times we aspire to what they say about us and to us, and we don't become our best selves. So when it comes to you and your business, how do you help women overcome the they syndrome?
What they say is none of your business.
Yep.
Whoever they are, only what he says is true and exact. Only what the word says about me and what I have and what I can do and who I can be will stand. Nothing else has any validity until I allow it to.
Exactly. And hold on one second. I got some more questions for you. They put me to work here. What they say is none of my business. That part. All right. They say, come on, ladies. 2 of my favorite coaches on the planet. I'm loving it. All right. The soon to be Dr. Lisa Santiago. You're reading my mind. Okay. So let me ask you this. When women hear from you, they hear from you and they embrace what you're saying and they embody it. And they change their lives forever. How has that impacted you and keep you going on the mission that God has set for your life?
I hear what you're saying, and I hear what you're asking. You're asking a couple of different ways. The thing is, I don't want them to see me. The only thing that they can see about me or from me is the fact that we have some similarities. But the truth is that it is my job to let them see God. That they see him through me that's great, and it's novel, and I appreciate it. But I do not want to be the one that gets the focus. It is not my focus. It is God's focus. It is the opportunity for God to be connected with them. And a lot of times we hide from that. We pull back from that because we almost think it's either too grandiose or it's too woo-woo or there's too much of an anomaly but God is so real that you can hold him in your heart. That you can touch him, and with his anointing, you can really do more than you could do with all the power that Lisa Santiago McNeil might have. Mine is finite next to the power that God has.
Awesome. So I heard from a gentleman. His name is Brian K. McNeil. And Mr. McNeil says that you being modest because you help so many around the world. And you really give of yourself. So I like to ask you this, because a lot of people, let's talk about this. A lot of people want their 15 minutes of fame, Lisa. That's what they want. But what I heard you say was, it's not about me. I don't want the women to focus on me. I want them to focus on the higher power. Who helped you to have this reverence? Because that's what it's called, reverence. Who helped you to have this reverence in your life?
Getting away from the fake, getting away from people trying to tell people that you had to be saved to know God. I knew God before I was saved. If I didn't, I would have never gotten delivered. I knew God while I was still in my mess. And if I didn't, then I would have never get out of my mess. That's what I want people to understand. All of the people that act like, oh, you got to be holier than that in order to see God. If that was the case, then nobody would have ever gotten to see God. God was with me when I was in the middle of the foolishness, in the middle of the mess, in the middle of the situations. God is already in me, whether I'm doing right or wrong. And that's the same thing with you. He is there whether you're doing right or wrong. He wants to encourage you to do right because with right comes so much better. Whew. But I just need you to get that.
This powerful stuff. Lisa, somebody around the world needed to hear that. Somebody needed to hear that. So I'm happy that you didn't deviate from the message that you were supposed to deliver here today.
I can't.
So let me ask you this. How can people connect with you? How can they call you up on the phone and say, I need help? How can they implore your services?
I'm easy to get held up. You go to my website, IamLisaSantiago.com. You can connect with me there. You can schedule a complimentary consultation. But the thing is, I am not here to suffer fools. When you get ready to be real about what you really want, then we can talk. We're not here about getting cute. We're not here about getting accepted. We're not here about getting followers. We're not here about getting likes. We're here about getting to the fullness of our purpose so that we can be who God wants us to be, so that he didn't waste his time when he sent you down here.
Woo! All I can say is say it. Say it. Now, I have had the amazing pleasure to come up here to sit beside Lisa Santiago today. Please make sure you connect with her. Lisa, what's next for you? You've been here on the show. I can't wait to have you back. What's next for you?
My husband and I have a morning show at 9 a.m. where we talk all things personal conversation, spiritual inspiration, and business information. We are always looking for ways to celebrate and uplift entrepreneurs and to allow people to stand in the fullness of their truth and purpose, even when it is not on the ballot.
Hello.
Stand in your truth.
Yes. I love it. I love it. So listen, folks, go ahead and put a 20 in the comment. If you loved what Lisa Santiago McNeil shared here today, we want to see you back. I want to thank you, Lisa, for all you've shared.
And
for all you're going to share in the future, because you are very uncommon, even though we know that genius is common. And I'll see you on the other side. Come on, y'all. Let's hear it for Lisa Santiago. Woo! That lady brought the fire in here. Woo! I am so happy and so thankful that I had the opportunity to share a moment with Mrs. Lisa Santiago herself, McNeil. And thank you for all the viewers. Thank you for sharing what you shared. So let's talk about the scholarships. Let's talk about the scholarships, because that's one of the reasons why she's here. She's here to help us promote and raise money for young children. You see, the Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students, and you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to our scholarship fund, or you can use the Cash App that's trickling right down below. That's on the screen. You see it? or you can go to $BBX USA. See, our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. 10 students. And students, you can go ahead and register as well at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. So we want you to know that we'd love to have you donate to the scholarship fund.